You are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Dave Carter.
You are looking live at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, where tonight, finally, it's a district battle, and it's Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford in a contest between the Westwood Warriors and the Round Rock Dragons. Hello, folks. Dave Carter joining you here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network. Alongside me, as always, the Blue Light Special in Kmart, Kevin Martin. How you doing?
Doing great, Dave. Fantastic to be here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Center to see some district action between these two teams. We know both teams fairly well, and it's going to be good to see them go head-to-head against each other and see sort of what each team's made of.
Excited to be here at Kelly Reeves as well. We love this facility. It's a great setup, and certainly appreciate all the hospitality that's been shown to us already here this evening. And it is an exciting contest between Westwood and Round Rock, the battle for the bell. Contest number 43 in the series, a series tied evenly, 21 wins apiece between each of the programs. You can't ask for any more than that. And for Westwood, it's that burnt orange against maroon for the third week in a row. We love it. It just brings out the best in Central Texas when you see those colors on the field.
Yeah, what are the odds of their last three opponents for the Warriors all having burgundy uniforms, maroon uniforms, just to get that matchup? So, yeah, I mean, we're used to that, certainly between the Warriors and the Dragons, having that burnt orange to burgundy, maroon. But, yeah, unusual for the Warriors to get it 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it is unusual, and honestly, burnt orange has a little magic going on in Central Texas right now with the Longhorns last week taking on Alabama and taking them out. And Westwood has had some magic going on themselves the last 3 weeks, off to a 3-0 start for the first time in some time, and dominant fashion in the way that they've done it each one of the weeks, just blowing out opponents left and right. And then Round Rock on the other side, flip side of the coin, Round Rock has been on the struggle bus a little bit. I mean, they've had 2 good weeks against 2 really high-caliber opponents, just coming up short. This is a fascinating matchup tonight.
It is. You mentioned how dominant Westwood's has been the last few weeks, and blowing out Austin High School, and then last week against Bastrop. But the Dragons, they had a rough week to start the season, but they've gotten better each week. And they played against Reagan. They played last week against Cedar Park. Last week in Cedar Park, they had the lead in the fourth quarter. They just couldn't hold on for the win. So it'll be really fascinating to see what we get tonight for the Dragons, who are on the upswing heading into district play, and the Warriors, who have been just dominant. Are they going to be able to continue that trend here against the Dragons?
There's no question. I mean, the Warriors could look at themselves in this series as being a little bit snake bit. They've lost 5 in a row to Round Rock, which is, this series, we were talking about it earlier, is a little bit streaky in the way that teams go. So can they get that kind of monkey off of their back, if you will, and flip the script here? And then, like I said, there's just so many storylines in this. It's hard to know what to expect, because in the past, it's Round Rock coming in looking like that they're ready to steamroll through, and they have. So really going to be looking forward to see how this contest turns out. Folks, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to come back. We're going to set you up with some of the highlights from the last weeks from Westwood and from Round Rock, and then it'll be the time for the coin toss and time for kickoff here in just about 15 minutes. We'll join you back after this break. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football.
Beautiful day to play some football, boys.
Under the lights. Join iHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches.
Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday night, Under the Lights.
Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard, Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Back at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex about 11 minutes before kickoff, and we'll show you some highlights here, folks, from the past week's contests. Taking a look here at Westwood last week, taking on the Bastrop Bears. Kmart, we were down there in Bastrop where it was, I think, about 20, 25 degrees warmer than it is tonight, which is fantastic. A little hint, sort of fall here tonight. But let's reflect on that game. I mean, right out of the gate, man, taking the touchdown on the kickoff return. No looking back. It's so different in my mind. It's so buttoned up for Westwood compared to the last few seasons. This team really looks like they're driven.
They are. They do, and they came out. You mentioned on the all across the field.
I agree with you on offense. It definitely starts with Damani Stewart. We talked about it last week. It looked like Bastrop, and I'll grant that's a 5A school, but a 5A school that was 2-0 going into that game last week. Nobody wanted any part of tackling Damani, and I don't blame him. He just looks like he, as we said, punishes the defense. it'll be fascinating again to watch and see what happens here with Westwood as they come into this game, and can they do the same thing here against Round Rock. Then last week also, Round Rock over at Cedar Park at Gupton Stadium, and a good effort once again by Round Rock, but just coming up short in the end, just can't get quite over the hump to get a victory. Let's reflect on that game a little bit also, and what you saw out of that game that you think Round Rock can build on.
Well, last week the Dragons were interesting because they didn't really blow your socks off with their offense. They only had 130 yards passing. They had 140 yards rushing, so pretty even, but they weren't their normal dominating selves. Mason Cochran had a good outing where he had 86 yards rushing, 130, 150 yards passing. So a good night for him. But you know what? When Leonard Moore, who's a defensive back, he was their leading receiver for the Dragons. He had 78 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 65-yarder. So Leonard Moore was off the charts last week, and he's sort of the player of the game for the Dragons. But as we talked a little bit before, can they take their success they had last week in the areas that they were successful, ramp it up another notch, and take it to Westwood tonight?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I do think that, last week against Cedar Park, Round Rock had some things going for them. Leonard Moore gets injured in that second half also, and he's out of the game, for, I can't remember if it was in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, but they lost him towards the end of the game, which was impactful, I think, on defense, but also he fired that offense up. He had some things going for him, and I think that may have been a difference maker. We don't know the status of Leonard Moore this week. We don't know whether or not he's going to play. Had not checked that on the field, but we're going to keep an eye on it. I think that is a key factor in this ball game. And I'll tell you, I think another real key factor in this as well is, we were talking about it, Round Rock has won 5 in a row in this series. So it becomes a mental game. We've seen that happen at all levels in high school and college. It used to be that Texas could not beat Oklahoma. It's like you can't get out of your own way in some ways. And so it's like, I do believe here that at the beginning of the game, it's going to be whichever team gets some positive momentum may be huge in getting the game to go their way, because Round Rock needs positive momentum early in the game. They haven't had it at all this season. Well, Westwood, on that same level, needs positive momentum to feel like we can beat Round Rock. We can beat this team. They don't own us. You hear what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Dragons absolutely need to get some of that early taste of success this week so they're not playing from behind. They have been all season playing from behind. The Warriors, as you mentioned, they've lost the last 5 in this series. To me, something feels different about this Westwood team. I think that they're going to be able to come out and assert themselves. That's why I see this going. And the Dragons, their strength is their defense, or at least it has been. So can the Dragons' defense bottle up that Westwood offense? We're going to find out here in just a few minutes, but for me, that's what it boils down to.
No, and I agree with that. And honestly, I mean, folks, we've seen the last 2 Westwood games. We've seen the last 2 Round Rock games. So we've had a good dose of Dragons, a good dose of Warriors. And in all honesty, Westwood looks like they want to Round Rock. They're using the formula that Round Rock has used in the past, which is just a brutal, hard, bruising running game that opens everything up, and they've been so effective the last couple of weeks. Norrell at quarterback has just been absolutely terrific in getting the ball into the hands of Perkins and Murray, and I think there's a terrific opportunity here for Westwood to have a statement type of game out of the gate. But any way you look at it, either one of these teams, whichever one has the victory in week 1, is going to set themselves up to a path towards the playoff. And that's what makes this exciting. In this rivalry, it just always is exciting. As you can see, Westwood coming right out of the gates, down the field, excited about the ball game. The Dragon Band just now arriving in the parking lot. As we know, congestion and school buses and everything that goes on with it, but they'll be filing into the stadium here in a moment. Crowd here on the Westwood side filling in as it is on the Round Rock side, and it should be a nice evening here for Round Rock ISD football. Love it.
Let's see if we can get the fans over there to sing the fight song as the Dragons run through the Dragon Mouth onto the field. I hear the cheers, but I don't hear them singing.
No singing, and there will be no singing in the booth tonight. Not from Kevin, not from me, not from Evan running the show for us and making us look good. We'll give you the officials for tonight's game. Your officials are from the Austin Football Officials Association. That's a chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials. Tonight, your referee is Leighton Smith. Umpire is John Paddenberg. That's quite a name. Head lineman, Jason Walker. Line judge is Aiden Smith. Back judge, Dan Renfro. Field judge, Drew Parker. Side judge is Brent Holman. And up here in the booth running the clock is David Pollard, and the 25-second clock will be run by Doug Duke. We actually even have the chain gang on here this week. Love that. Give them credit as well. That's Thomas Zellick, Heather Zellick, and Marlon Cotham. They have an important job to do down there, and that's one that you can get tangled up with players running into you, and I wouldn't want that to happen to me, pal.
No doubt. There's a lot of large individuals moving very quickly. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
I would want to stay as far away from Damani Stewart as possible. If I see him coming down the sideline, I'm heading for the stands. So, Kmart, you know, we've talked about it. It's about 4 minutes here to the kickoff, folks. As we get closer here to the coin toss, we'll try to bring you in a little bit closer for what that is. We do have a field mic out here. We'll try to run it for you and pick up, you know, some of the field noise here and some of the PA addressing things. We'll just make sure we're doing the best that we can with it. But bottom line, as we lead up to it, Kmart, we talked about, again, momentum in the beginning. Any other keys here in the ball game as you see it as the battle for the bell kicks off?
Well, this being a rivalry game, sometimes teams can get worked up. So you got to come out and, yeah, they're going to be excited, but you got to keep your head about you, keep your wits about you, and play within yourselves. And don't let the moment get too big for you. You know, I think that starts there, and then just go out and execute. Both coaches have drawn up game plans that will maximize their strengths. Work the plan. You know, take it to the team, and we're going to find out who is better prepared. You know, that'll take care of itself, but go take care of your own business.
Well, I think you're really right on point. You talked about a game that has a lot of emotion in it, and emotion for different reasons for both sides here. You have got to control your emotions in this game. It's okay, and I heard it said before. I heard Coach Sark talking about this last week in the Alabama game. It's okay to play with emotions. You cannot be emotional. There's a difference between those things. School song from Westwood. The Westwood High School Marching Band, under the direction of Thomas Turpin, beautiful rendition of the Westwood School Song. And again, the Dragon Band starting to make their way into the stands. I don't believe we will be hearing a singing version of this either from the Round Rock side as far as the school song goes. I do see the team captains for Round Rock lining up on their side with officials, and Westwood, I believe, is lining up as well. There you have it. Looks like the national anthem to come here in just a moment, but Westwood winning the toss, electing to receive, which is generally uncommon, but that's what they did last week, and they busted that thing for a touchdown right out of the gate.
Yeah, they're definitely going to call the same return plan. Get Uffelman up the middle, touchdown.
All right, guys, touchdown play on one. That is the right way to call it, and they did it well last week. Westwood ROTC lining up in the end zone on the right side to bring the flags out to the field.
Westwood's TX 86 First Air Force Junior ROTC color guard. Carrying the American flag and commanding, Cadet Second Lieutenant Sarah Jones. Guarding the American flag, Cadet Staff Sergeant Thomas Bustamante. Carrying the Texas flag, Cadet Major Olivia Jones. Guarding the Texas flag, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Olaj Kalyani. Singing the national anthem this evening are members of the combined Westwood Chamber Choir and Round Rock Dragon Chorale. Tonight they dedicate their performance to the memory of events that transpired on September 11th, 2001.
The combined choirs of Westwood High School and Round Rock High School, great rendition of our national anthem, and always good to see spirited cooperation between these two schools that are very tightly knit. The band programs are very much competitors, but a lot of these kids know each other, and the choirs, it's the same way. Being a part of this community is what creates a really terrific rivalry atmosphere here that is always, you know, spirited in competition, but always sportsmanlike in every aspect of what this series represents. And so excited to bring you the ball game here tonight as the color guard for the ROTC is retreating with the flags. And we're excited to bring you some football tonight. We did notice, looking over towards the Round Rock High School sideline, that Leonard Moore absolutely dressed out on the field with the captains with a layer of leadership. Round Rock High School does have a leadership council, so those young men are behind where the captains were, and it looks like Leonard Moore will be playing. Looks like he is moving just fine. Doesn't look like he's taped up from last week, so that's good news for Round Rock to be able to be at full strength. And it's football time in Texas, and excited to see Westwood go up against this defense where we really believe this is the key to the ball game, and seeing how well they can ground and pound, and if they can, they're going to have success all night.
Well, yeah, we'll absolutely see what Coach Wood and the offensive staff of Westwood chooses to do with the first possession, but you know, personally, I'm thinking they're probably going to give him a big dose of Damani Stewart and see how Round Rock responds to that.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you're Round Rock on defense, I'm like, okay, 11 guys, find that guy.
Yeah.
Find Damani Stewart, because he is a load. He has looked terrific, again, the last several weeks. And again, you know, we talked about this. Round Rock has played really, really challenging opposition. 3 teams that are absolutely going to be 6A playoff teams. I take that back. Cedar Park last week being 5A, but they look all measured up to be able to be in the playoffs in 5A. And I know that Westwood, their competition hasn't been quite as strong, but it doesn't matter. You're 3-0, and you've been dominating. So now, does that translate in a real step up in competition for Westwood against Round Rock? We're about to find out. Setting up to do the kick duties For Round Rock is Gibson Granger. Perkins back to deep receive. Alongside, it looks like Scott Offelman. And kick is away. High and deep into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and everything will set up at the 25-yard line for the Warriors' first possession.
And they're at least going to have to work a little harder this week and line up at the line of scrimmage to snap the ball before they score.
That may have been one of those special teams coaching moments for Round Rock. Is like going, don't let them get it. So as mentioned, Norrell at quarterback, leading the Warrior Nation. And Damani Stewart will be in the backfield.
Dragons going with a bigger lineup this week on defensive line and putting Justin Lee in at linebacker. 4-down lineman and Justin Lee at linebacker.
Quick pass out here into the flat, going to the perimeter and running down the field for a gain of about 5 yards, perhaps just short of the mark for the first down. Reception by Perkins.
And tackled by number 1 for Round Rock. That's Aiden Walker. So number 1 tackles number 1.
1-and-1, first down for the Warriors. Trip receiver formation again here on the left side. Laundry on the field everywhere. And it is a false start on Westwood. So after a good 10-yard gain on the first play, a march in the other direction on the second. It will be first down and 15. And Warrior Nation and Dragon Nation, y'all know it. We do have our text line. We'll get that number up. So anytime any of you want to text into us, we'll put the number up several times during the game. 512-843-5205. We'd love to hear from you and give your shout-outs to your favorite players. So again, first and 15. Norrell looking to the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. Coach Wood shouting in the play from the sideline. And a look for a pass out in the flat. Good pursuit in the backfield and taken down on the sack behind the line of scrimmage. That was number 91 for the Dragons. And that is Asher Chang, second down.
Really quick start for Asher Chang. He got out of his stance in a hurry, got around the end, and was on Norrell before he really could take a step with the ball.
I really thought Norrell was going to get away from that for a second, and Asher just barely got a shoestring on him, taking him down. Sets up second and 17. Single wide receiver sets both sides. And a quick pass out to the right side, right through the fingertips of number 1, Brian Perkins, incomplete, and it'll be third and long for the Warriors.
A little bit different position for the Warriors. I don't think we've seen them in the previous 2 weeks with a third and long.
Certainly not early in the game we didn't. Against Austin High School, and I think against Bastrop as well, they absolutely tore through both of those teams with touchdown possessions on the first several possessions. So a big moment here early in the game for Westwood. 10 seconds on the play clock as they come to the line of scrimmage. And a max protect set here for Norrell in what looks to be a passing play. And the ball's given right up the middle to Damani Stewart, and he churns and grinds, gets all the way up to the 34-yard line, but it'll be well short of the 45 line to gain, and it will be punt time for the Warriors.
Damani Stewart was stopped by number 90, Christian Williams, defensive lineman for the Round Rock Dragons. So, the Dragons went with 3 down linemen expecting a pass, but the Warriors went with the running play with Stewart, ran right into the wall anyway.
Leonard Moore into deep receive. Kick away down the right side, angling out. Looks like between the 45 and the 40, marking it at the 45 exactly. So Round Rock with very good field position to start here. 10:37 remaining in the quarter.
And we'll see what the Dragons can do with this excellent field position. They haven't found themselves with great field position a lot this season.
They have not.
So sort of the world is their oyster right now. What are you going to call up on 1st and 10 at the 45? And that's a great starting spot.
Mason Cochran at quarterback. Twin receiver set to the right side. Handoff right up the middle to Hurley, getting out to about the 48-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Nice first rushing attempt for the Dragons. Go out there, get a few yards for Hurley.
And I thought that last rush attempt by Damani Stewart getting 6 yards lets him know that he can have some success. So again, same formation by Round Rock of max protect set in the backfield. Handoff going again, now up left side to about the 50-yard line. Westwood only allowing a couple of yards on the second down play. It will be 3rd and 5 from midfield.
Warriors did a good job of closing that hole really quickly. Hurley had some room to move, but it dried up really quickly.
Twin receiver set right side again. Mason Cochran calling for the ball and handing the ball off once again right up the middle, but only getting to about the, oh, and goodness, it looks like it was fumbled. I did not see that happen. Must have been a strip of the ball, but the officials making it crystal clear, although I have not seen them signal the ball to Westwood at this point. A little confusing, but I'd have to think this is a turnover.
Well, Dragon put his helmet right on the ball when they were tackling, and it popped right out.
Really confused by the lack of a signal by the officials here. And it may be that Javante Arnold got the ball back. Officials again trying to determine what the situation is, but it is Westwood's ball. And a big break here for Westwood, getting the ball well into Round Rock territory right at the 35-yard line. 9:30 remaining in the opening period.
Yeah, tough break for the Dragons there. They were moving the ball and were cruising. They probably weren't going to get a first down there, but still it was a nice run. And to have the ball pop out and the big momentum shift there for the Warriors, now they're set up in excellent field position on the 35, and that's just what you don't want to give this team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, they didn't have success on that first series, but you can see that Westwood can do what they want to do with the running game probably here, considering Damani Stewart has been so effective through the season. And this is going to be a battle of who makes the least mistakes. And right now that's a big one on the Dragons. So again, 9:30 remaining here in the opening period. Norrell takes the ball, hands it off to Stewart coming up left side and getting only about 2.5 yards. Marking it the 33. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Dragged down by number 92, Jacob Medina, and number 8, Justin Lee. Bottling him up temporarily.
And you have to think that that Dragon defense is saying they've got a key on Stewart. I mean, you would think that is absolutely key to making sure you can stay in this ball game, is not letting him run wild.
Yeah, if there's any one thing you focus on, that's where you start.
Norrell calling for the ball. And now receiver in motion to the middle. Handoff goes to Stewart again up the middle and gaining all the way down almost to the first down. And they did mark it, although there's an official coming back upfield here, speaking to the referee, not sure what it's about. And it is a false start. Did not see a flag on the field, but it is at the 40-yard line, was thrown a little bit behind, so that's going to be a big mark-off. Another mistake by the Warriors here. That first series, getting that penalty, set them behind the chains. They couldn't recover. This is a big break for the Dragons, now pushing the ball back beyond the 35-yard line to the 38, and it'll be 2nd down again, now 13 to go.
Well, the last time the Warriors were behind the chains like this, the Dragons sent Chang around the end. So let's see what they try to do here to ramp up the pressure.
Twin receivers to the right side and a full house backfield. And again, receiver in motion. And the ball is thrown to the up receiver coming upfield and hit solidly at about the 32-yard line, but breaking through it down to the 30. And it will be, looks like, 3rd down and about 6 to go in what may be 4-down territory.
That's a good gain for Perkins there on the little end around pick up, 6, 7, 8 yards.
And he got hit right about the 35-yard line and just pushed his way right through that tackle.
Yeah, but it's now 3rd and manageable.
It is
right?
manageable. Norrell calling for the ball, handing the ball off to Damani Stewart and taken in the backfield. No gain or little gain to the 30-yard line. So it will be 4th down from the 30-yard line, 4th and 5, 7:41 remaining here in the opening period, and it's decision time, but I don't think it is. I think you have to go for it here.
Well, we've talked about this before. In this area of the field, it's a little too long for a field goal and a little too close for a punt. So, yeah, they probably are going to have to go for it. I do want to give credit there, the tackle for Asher Chang, because he once again got through the Warrior line, and he was right there to wrap up the carrier.
Off to a hot start. Stewart offset to the left of Norrell. Looking over here to the left side, and a quick pass into the flat, but incomplete. And it's a turnover on possessions. Round Rock recovering from the turnover, and it will be first down at the 30-yard line for the Dragons.
Intended for number 12, Mike Davis, who last week Davis had a couple of big catches for the Warriors against the Bears, but not able to bring that one in. And now it's time for the Dragons to see what they can do on offense.
A few texts in here says, let's go Big Von, number 0. Thank you for that. A shout out to Isaiah Young, number 9, and Xavier Nieto for Round Rock, number 41. Thank you for that as well. One more text in. Good. Oh, it says, go Warriors. Good luck. That's go Marquise Murray. That's from Aunt Nana.
Cochran with the handoff to Arnold, who runs around the left end for a short gain, about 2 yards.
We'll give you one more text here and a few more to go after that. Shout out to Chase Cunningham. That's number 33 for the Westwood Warriors from his Uncle Calvin and Aunt Mary in Fort Worth. So proud of him, and he has played well the last couple of weeks. So 2nd down and 8. Cochran offset now to the left side by Hurley. Twin receivers both sides, and now Arnold in motion. Cochran rolling out here to the right side, throwing deep to the 50-yard line, and a good pass and reception right at midfield. Number 3 for your Round Rock Dragons, it's Andrew Moyer, the senior wide receiver, and it is first down at midfield.
Forced out of bounds by Scott Uffelman for the Warriors. Quick handoff for the Dragons. Nothing doing. Very short gain, maybe half a yard or so. In fact, they marked him for no gain.
We got a shout out to Noah and the Round Rock Band tonight. Good luck, varsity, on your performance tonight. We're looking forward to both performances from both bands this evening. Hurley in motion now to the middle. Cochran flushed out to the left side, looking, throwing the ball just a little high for the intended receiver at about the 37, incomplete, and it will be 3rd down for the Dragons.
Intended for Javante Arnold, who is heading over toward the sideline. Looks like he got nicked up on that play a little bit.
So a big 3rd down and 10 from midfield. So twin receivers to the short side on the right. Cochran calling for the ball, faking the handoff, looking over the middle, throwing the ball deep over the middle, and thrown just a bit too deep for the intended receiver, who was well covered by Westwood. And it will be 4th down at midfield. A couple more texts we'll shout out here. One that says, go Rock, and that's from Coach Stan Gable's Oklahoma family. Thank you for that. And one more that says, shout out to Luke Miller from Nana and Granddad in Millersville, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much.
That last pass play, Cochran had a defender right in his face as he tried to let it go. It was big Jacob Brown, the defensive lineman, and he heaved it as far as he could, way over the head of the receiver.
Good snap. Good pressure by Westwood, almost getting the ball and causing that punt to really kind of fly off to the side. We'll see where the back judge is marking it at, coming up to the 33-yard line, so a punt of only 17 yards. And frankly, I'm amazed it was that far at this point. Round Rock avoiding disaster, and good job on the special teams again by the Warriors, getting great pressure right up the middle on special teams.
Eb Whitley for the Warriors was right back there next to the punter, almost could have picked his pocket. He was so close.
So series number 3 here for the Warriors, sitting up in good field position. Right at the 34 is the mark. And in the same formation they started on the opening possession, trip receivers in a triangle here on the left side. Handoff right up the middle to Damani Stewart, and just a lot of congestion, gobbling only 2 yards on the play, or 3 yards it looks like. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
I think that's a pretty good 3 yards for Stewart there, though, because he's such a big back, and you keep running him into that defensive line, I think you're going to, over the course of the game, if you keep doing that, you're going to break some, you're going to wear them down as well.
I agree with you. Twin receivers now to the right. Handoff going to Stewart up the middle, and contact made shortly after the line of scrimmage, but not much yardage gained, only 2 yards to the 39-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5. I think it's going to be a heavy dose of Damani Stewart all night long.
And why not? I mean, I mentioned, he was the top weapon last week. Run the offense through him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to do it. He's the bread and butter. And it has Westwood goes is how Damani Stewart goes, no question about it. Trip receivers now to the right, one to the left. Norrell looking out here to the left all the way, throwing the ball deep, wide open receiver down the field and dropped. Intended from Brian Perkins, the sophomore receiver. It was a touchdown all the way and just didn't catch it. Coach Wood ran out on the field excited, and it just didn't happen. My goodness, you just got to make it happen in these kinds of key series and key ball games. So, again, it's a big rivalry game. It's that battle for the bell. A little bit of nerves out there, it seems like. I think both teams are playing just slightly tight. We'll see who can break it open first. 4th down. Now here for the Warriors, having to punt again. Leonard Moore setting up for the Dragons at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you're right about maybe being a little tight. There have been receivers on both sides, both teams that had balls in their hands. Can't get them.
Good snap, good pressure coming from Round Rock, and not a very good kick, but getting a good roll for the Dragons. Probably 10 yards on the roll itself, down to about the 33-yard line. I think it is. 33 is the mark. It'll be 1st down for the Dragons, 4:13 remaining in the opening period.
And I'd say that's my number one surprise for the game, is that we're almost 8 minutes in the game and no points scored.
And honestly, as strange as this sounds, it's been an exciting first period.
Yeah,
not a point scored, but there's intensity on the field, and you can really pick it up. It's just a battle of wills right now. Who is going to get the first score? Who's going to get the first big break? We shall see. So Round Rock, series number 3, twin receivers on the right side. Hurley in the backfield. Cochran handing it off to Hurley, coming up the short side, up the left, getting to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Chester Bennett for the Warriors out there to force him out of bounds.
We got a text in. It says, Chase Cunningham, Grandma and I are sorry we're not at the field to watch a game. Have a good, safe, and intense game. That's love, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. Cochran calling for the ball. Handing the ball off to Hurley, and his biggest opening so far out to about the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 6 yards, and then taken down with violence.
My goodness. He must have been caught around the shoulder pads. They didn't throw a flag. It didn't look like it was a face mask, but my goodness.
It's just a good tackle. It's just strong. It's like, nope, you're stopping right here.
He was twisted around. He was not taking another step.
So 3rd down and 2. Cochran keeping the ball, rolling up the left side. Good pursuit by Westwood, stringing this thing out, but getting up the sideline right at the end. It's a gain, and it looks like they're marking it all the way to the 49 of Westwood, further up the field than I thought that he had gotten, so a gain of 10.
It was a race to the sideline, and the Dragons managed to just seal the last blocker so Cochran could turn upfield, and nice little burst forward for a first down.
Yeah, he tight-roped right down the sideline. He almost went out of bounds there kind of at the 45, but he kept in.
Great pressure coming from Westwood, and now a screen pass. It was totally set up on a flare, out on the right side for the Dragons, upfield, all the way inside the 25-yard line. That pass complete to number 3, Andrew Moyer, with his 2nd reception tonight. And it's a 1st down for Round Rock, and they've got something cooking.
Cochran hung tough there with another defender in his face and took a shot, but he delivered on target to Moyer with a big gain.
Pass over the middle, just a little bit high, intended for Javante Arnold by Mason Cochran, incomplete. 2nd down.
A little excited on that one. I think he maybe felt that was going to be a big one and zinged it a little firm.
It had a little zing in it.
A little mustard.
It did have a little mustard. Making me think of Bush's chicken, pal. Twin receivers left side in a full house backfield. Max protect. Cochran just absolutely annihilated in the backfield, and a flag thrown right at the end as Cochran tries to throw the ball away. Can't tell if there was a face mask or what exactly it was.
I'll be real interested to see what they call here.
Oh, Evan Carter thinking it may be a horse collar. We shall see. Coach Wood, I think, is out there trying to plead that that's intentional grounding also. And they threw the second flag, so it's going to be offsetting penalties. I'm sure I'm right. Personal foul, yep. What a strange set of circumstances. If Cochran just holds onto the ball and just goes down with it, it's a 15-yard penalty against Westwood. And just trying to get rid of it, it is what it is. But Westwood kind of fortunate in some ways that Cochran did toss that ball and get the intentional grounding. So all for naught. It is second down again and 10, Round Rock. Marked again at the 23-yard line. Hurley in motion to the middle. And the ball kept by Cochran up the right side. He's running free all the way inside the 10-yard line to about the 7. It'll be first down and goal for the Dragons.
Tripped up by number 22, Ananias Vance. Nice gain by Cochran there, putting the Dragons in excellent position. Chance to go in for a score.
Well, both quarterbacks for Westwood and for Round Rock have done such a good job faking me out in the booth on zone read type plays. I didn't know who had the ball until a second later. So Cochran calling for the ball, handing the ball off up the right side. Hurley trying to get some yards, but only gaining back to about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there was not much room to move on the near side of the field. Everything came this way, the entire defense. Not able to pick his way through.
Head linesman marking it as actually a 1-yard loss back to the 8. So second and goal from the 8.
Looking at the replay on the big screen, he did step out a little as he was turning the corner.
Clock stopped, 2:14 remaining here in the first quarter. And twin receivers on the right side and an I formation on offense. Javonte Arnold coming over the middle. Hurley getting the ball screened right up the middle. Only a gain of about 1 yard. And it will be third down and goal from the 7.
Warriors defense was not allowing that to happen. It looked like there was number 26, Henry Kabelka, on the tackle there for the Warriors.
And Westwood, as they have been all season that we've seen them, they just bottle it up in the middle and do a nice job on that defensive line and linebacking crew. So a big third down right here for both teams. Cochran looking, pitching the ball out to the left side. Hurley all the way into the end zone on the left side. It's a touchdown for the Dragons.
Great play for the Dragons. That's something they've done a little bit this season to varying degrees of success, but it worked perfectly here in this situation. The pitch to Hurley for the touchdown, executed very well.
Kai Haruki in to do the extra point duties. Ball's down, kick up. It's good, right through the middle, 1:37 remaining, and Round Rock with the 7-0 lead. Kmart, is that Round Rock's largest lead of the season? It has to be.
Wow, you're going to test me here. They haven't had many leads at all. I think at a minimum it ties for their biggest lead, at a minimum.
That tells you how snake-bitten they've been all season, folks. But Round Rock with a great job there on the play. Instant replay right here for you, and you'll see that it's just well executed. Mason Cochran's done this a couple of times on pitch plays, and he has been spot on pitching the ball in the right moment. And again, credit to Reggie Hurley, the running back, being in the right position, taking that thing, and absolutely racing to the corner of the end zone. Nothing doing, nobody's going to stop him. Good downfield blocking on the play by the Dragons, and you've got a score of 7-0.
And once again, we're late in the first quarter, 10 and a half minutes in, near the end of the first quarter, and to have the score of 7-0 and to have the Dragons on top first, it surprises me, and it shows you what a battle this is going to be.
This is the moment, right? I mean, we were talking about who's going to be the first one to get a score, and is it Round Rock feeling good about themselves and getting some momentum? Is it Westwood thinking, here we go again? Who knows? We're going to be excited to see how this rest of this first half plays out. Kick coming. It is away. It's going to drop right about the goal line, so Westwood the opportunity to return it right up the middle. He's got a seam coming up the middle to the 30, 35, breaking all the way to the sideline, all the way to the 47-yard line, and just what the doctor ordered for Westwood. A big first down at the 47-yard line for the Warriors.
Fantastic return by number 1, Brian Perkins there. Tackled by Kai Haruki on the tackle.
Ooh. That's not what you want to see very often, but Haruki, seeing on the big Jumbotron replay, definitely got him around the shoulders and got him down, so great job.
Haruki and Hank Apple combined on the tackle.
So 4 wide receiver set, trips to the right, and Damani Stewart offset right side. Ball is handed off to Damani coming up the middle, gaining into Dragon territory, a gain of about 4 yards. It will be 2nd down and 6.
Stewart did a great job holding onto the ball there.
No kidding.
I mean, it was just as he was going through the line, a defender reached out and grabbed him by the arm, and it takes a lot of strength to hang on to that.
I'll say this about Damani Stewart. That young man's got some strength. There's no question, but they did try to strip that ball. So 2nd and 6, clock now just at 1 minute remaining in the opening period. Twin receivers to the right side. Stewart getting the ball again and taken down in the backfield right at the 50-yard line. That's a loss of 1, and now the Warriors are set with 3rd down and 7. The line to gain is the 43-yard line.
There were several Dragon defenders there, right where Stewart was trying to get through Justin Lee and Barris Owens, and he just sort of got tripped up.
Just
he was
knocked
trying
him
to
off
navigate
balance.
between them. Yeah.
Yep. So trip receivers again to the right side now. Stewart offset left, rolling left, looking to the right side, and a quick screen flare pass, but taken down after a short gain, only to the 48-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and 5. And the Warriors are going to have to punt the ball, it appears. We'll see what Coach Wood's going to do here. Offense remaining on the field for the moment. And now special teams coming out.
Dragons sent Justin Lee on a blitz up the middle, and he was just streaking for pressure on the quarterback. They were able to get the ball out to an open spot, but was able to it wasn't enough. They weren't able to capitalize and get the first down. And as Dave is motioning to me, it's the end of the first quarter.
It is the end of the first quarter, folks. We'll take a quick break with the teams and bring you the second quarter in a moment. It's Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, where the second quarter just about to start in the Battle of the Bell between Round Rock and Westwood. Again, the Round Rock Dragons with the 7-0 lead. Your text line, we put it up there for you again, and we'd love to hear from you. 512-843-5205. Do text in. Shout out to your favorite football player, band member, drill team member, cheerleader, whoever it may be, and let us know who you are and where you're from, and we'll give that shout out here as we run throughout the ball game. So big moment here again. Round Rock getting the stop. Leonard Moore back deep at about the 25-yard line to receive the punt. Nice snap. Good kick. And it will drop to the ground and take a nice Westwood roll down all the way to the 16-yard line, where Round Rock will set up on offense, 1st and 10.
And a little bit more challenging starting field position for the Dragons, back at their own 16. A little tougher to start back there.
It definitely is. They've been the benefactor of a pretty good field position altogether in this game. This is their deepest starting position. Westwood with an opportunity to kind of flip the field here, get a stop, perhaps a 3 and out, and see if they can get the ball back. Cochran handing the ball off. No, he's not. Fools me once again. And rolling in the backfield after a ton of Warriors just chasing him, and he gets barely back. In fact, does not get back to the line of scrimmage, only to the 15-yard line, a loss of 1. It will be 2nd and 11.
A lot of work for Cochran there. There was a couple of defenders in his face right away. He managed to avoid one, but the second was there on the spot to bring him down at the line of scrimmage.
A timeout on the field. Henry Kabelka got a little banged up for a second. He's on his feet. Looks fine, but Trainer's coming out and bringing him out onto the sidelines and making sure everything's fine. And he is. So second down again for Round Rock. Trip receivers to the right side. And motion there, looks like somebody off sides. Throwing the ball deep for a free play, it looks like. And the clock stops on the incomplete pass, but it does look like there was somebody off sides. I thought there was somebody that jumped in response to that on the offensive line, but the clock didn't stop. It is, in fact, offsides, the call. So 5-yard march off will be second down and 6 from the 20-yard line. Got a shout out here. It says shout out to Trey Hurley. That's a Dragon Band trumpet. That's from Papa and Grandma Carolyn in Lake Conroe. Thank you for that. Twin receivers right side. And Cochran rolling out to the right side, upfield to the 26-30, to the 35. They just can't get him down to the 40. Legs churning, not stopping. A gain of 20 yards on the play. First down, Dragons.
He actually faked a pass as he was at about the first down marker. He was well past the line of scrimmage, and it absolutely froze the defense. He got another 10 yards just out of that.
Just under 11 minutes here in the second quarter. Twin receivers to the left side. Cochran looking downfield. Great pressure coming from Westwood, and a sack all the way back at about the 33-yard line. Helmet popping off for one of the Warriors who will have to come out on the play, but a good sack by the Warriors. Marked at the 35, a loss of 5. It'll be second and 15.
Number 9 for the Warriors, Aiden Chang, who was having to come off the field because, as you mentioned, his helmet popped off, but it was a nice tackle nonetheless. Bottled up Cochran, brought him down for the loss.
Twin receivers left side. Cochran rolling out here to the left side, looking for the pitch opportunity, and does pitch it back to Hurley, getting out to the 40-yard line. So gets the yards back that were lost on the play. It will be third down and 10.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Back and forth. Big play here for the Warriors and the Dragons. A couple more shout-outs. A shout-out to number 16, Dylan Beat for Round Rock, and one more shout-out to Noah Cochran. That's from Grammy and Pops in Early, Texas. The metropolis of Early, Texas. Thank you for that shout-out. We appreciate it very much. And a big moment here, 10:28 remaining in the period. Cochran looking downfield, great pressure coming, and a screen that was just flushed out by the pressure. But I'll tell you what, folks, Javonte Arnold, if that pass had just gotten to him, he would be in the end zone right now. Very fortunate for Westwood, but great pressure on the play. Getting it stopped, and it will be special teams time for the Dragons, having to punt the ball back to the Westwood Warriors.
Yeah, you're right. That defender ran right up the middle, was in Cochran's face. He was able to get the ball off and get it in the vicinity of Arnold, but it landed at his feet. But you're right. If he had been able to get his hands on it, if the ball was a little higher, he had a lot of real estate to work with.
Brian Perkins out deep to receive the ball, and a good punt by Round Rock. It'll drop short and takes a bounce backwards and should be marked at the 34 or 35-yard line. 34 it is by the side judge. It'll be first and 10 for the Warriors. Statistician for Round Rock Dragons, Bob Brinkman, gives us a lot of good information throughout the year. In 13 quarters of football so far this season for Round Rock, that is only the second quarter that they have outscored the opponent in the first quarter, taking that quarter 7-0.
Love Bob Brinkman.
Bob Brinkman does provide terrific information for us in our football broadcast, and we do appreciate him. So now Westwood looking to seize the opportunity to get this score tied. Trip receivers to the right side. Ball is handed off up the middle and just pounding through the middle when I thought that was going to be at least a 1 or 2 yard loss, and gets it all the way out to the 39-yard line for a gain of 5.
Big Dragon defender had a fistful of jersey on Stewart, but he just dragged him forward for that big gain.
Young man just has some kind of Earl Campbell in him. That's the one thing I keep thinking of. Yeah. He falls forward for 3 yards every time he has the ball. Terrific run.
You mentioned Earl last week, talking about Stewart, and we actually got, I think he's got some family there in Tyler, right?
I think he does. Quick pass out to the left side, deep and on target, but good job breaking it up. It looks like that was Leonard Moore, if I'm not mistaken. from kind of a deep safety position. Do I have that right, Kmart? Maybe I don't.
With his shoulders turned to us, we can't see the number, but it looks like Moore.
No, I take it back. It was not. It was Aiden Walker, the junior defensive back, breaking that up. But a really, really nice pass by Norrell that looked like it was going to be a big gainer, but falling incomplete. And now Westwood here again, 3rd and 5, and the big moment here in the ball game. We have a shout out to Chase Cunningham again. That's from his dad in South Carolina. Thank you for that text. Ball's handed off to Walker right up the middle, but he breaks through a tackle as he has done so many times before, and he's in the open field, breaking out to the 45 to 40, all the way down to about the 30-yard line. A huge, huge gain and the biggest play of the game for the Westwood Warriors here when they needed it. First down, Westwood.
The linesmen are marking him at the 33, but a fantastic gain there when the Warriors really needed it to try to get some momentum going here on offense.
Boy, and I thought they had him stopped.
Oh,
here
absolutely.
He goes for a big old 25-yard gain.
Yeah.
So marked again at the 33, first down. Twin receivers right side. Stewart taking the ball, bouncing again, but finally wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to take that second or third tackler, it seems like, on most plays for Round Rock to get him down.
But like I mentioned before, he's just sort of chipping away at him, and he's broken a couple. That was a nice big gain a minute ago. You don't know when it's going to happen. You just have to keep feeding him and see when he breaks one.
Feeding the ball. We got a text in, go Westwood, and tight end grandson Mike Davis. That's from Poppy D and Grammy in Canada. Thank you for that. We want to know what the temperature is in Canada. Let us know. Handoff going again to Stewart up the left side. He's got some open space. Getting knocked down, breaking through tackles. I tell you, they just can't get him down. But that's a gain to the 26-yard line, so a big gain of about 7 yards. It will be 3rd down and 3, and it's 4-down territory, partner.
Hats off to Noah Cochran, the defensive back for the Dragons, who was out there on an island and was able to bring him down. It was a great save to keep it 3rd down. It looked like it was going to be a surefire 1st down.
Stewart left, Stewart right. Student body left, student body right. It's a good way to go. Twin receivers to the right side, and Stewart offset to the right as well. Ball goes to Stewart, coming up the middle, and gets the yardage needed, and pushing and grinding everybody, as I said, student body middle on that one to the 15-yard line. That's a big 11-yard gain, 1st down, Westwood.
Credit Stewart there, but also the entire offensive line, keeping that pile moving, keeping the push going. And, I thought he had been stopped around the 20, but there was another burst, and he got the big gain for the 1st down.
That offensive line definitely getting a push against the defensive line. So 1st down in the red zone for the first time, Westwood. Twin receivers right side. Stewart getting the ball up the middle again, but taken down after about a 2-yard gain to the 13. It will be 2nd down and 8. We got one more text in here. It says, another week, another shout out to Coach Parker, the wide receiver coach for the Round Rock Dragons. That's from his friend Eddie in Lakeway. Thank you for that text. 7 minutes remaining here in the half. And again, same formation, although it's an empty set backfield. Now Stewart coming back to the middle. And the ball is given to Stewart, rumbling through the middle for a Westwood touchdown.
That time, the formation, when he moved back into the backfield, the Dragons didn't pick him up, and he just had loads of green space. No one followed him through the line, and he just picked his way right up to the end zone.
I thought Norrell did a terrific job, kind of his own reading that thing as well. It almost looked like he had kept the ball, but then when Stewart had it around the right side, there was nobody going to get him. A great touchdown and response by the Warriors. Extra point to come. It is up and through. Your new score, 6:39 remaining here in the half. It's a tie ball game, 7-7.
7-7. And I'll tell you what, this is, you mentioned earlier, there's so much energy out here. Well, we got an instant replay of the Stewart touchdown.
And again, Stewart, you see him setting up in the slot and then coming back. And again, I thought Norrell did a terrific job of just hiding the ball just a little bit. And you saw the end sealed on Norrell, thinking he had the ball. Let Stewart go. That's the one guy you can't let go. I would tackle him every single time, whether he had the ball or not. You just got to get after him. And a great disguised play and a great run by Westwood to get the score tied.
and now tied at 7-7 midway through the second quarter. By far the lowest scoring game we've seen this year, but I am thoroughly entertained. This has been outstanding football for both teams. And this is amazing. I love this game.
A couple more shout-outs. Let's go Westwood. That's for Abe Whitley. His Mimi and Pop are cheering from Abilene. And we did get a temperature update from Poppy D and Grammy in Canada. It's 62 degrees on the shore of Lake Superior. It's not near as bad down here this week. Already going to drop into the upper 70s here in this ball game, making it much more palatable for high school football in Texas.
I tell you what, it's almost cool enough for us to dust off the gold blazers and do the old Monday Night Football tribute.
Yeah. That's not going to happen, folks.
It happens to be 80 degrees here in Central Texas right now.
Zavala with the kick and getting it down to the end zone and out of bounds, it looks like. So that's a procedure call. Round Rock with an option for a re-kick or to take the ball at the 30. Likely that they do take it at the 30-yard line.
The ball went just on the other side of the pylon. It was about 6 inches too far to the left. And if it had just been a little bit further, no flag.
Both teams getting reset here after the penalty.
Round Rock electing for a re-kick instead of taking the ball at the 30. We'll see if it pays off for them. So the benchmark now is what I would say is the 30-yard line. Does Round Rock get better field position by taking this kick or not? It's always a game of checkers and chess and seeing what the right move is.
I think a lot of coaches would say you just improve your chances a little bit more by having a chance of something magical happening on the kick.
So again, Pablo Zavala, senior kicker, setting up, and the play clock now in motion. Back deep to receive for Round Rock, Leonard Moore, Reggie Hurley, setting up at about the 10-yard line, 15-yard line. Good kick, high and deep, taken by Leonard Moore to the 20, outside the 30, 35, and looks like to about the 39, and a mark at the 40-yard line. So doing the penalty the way they did it, Round Rock gains 10 yards on that play. So great starting field position for Round Rock. 6:30 remaining here in the half.
Coach Moore also has a lot of faith in his return guys, and Moore has been a return man for several years. Last week he had a punt return for 47 yards. He can pick up big chunks of yards when he's given the opportunity.
Twin receivers to the right side for Round Rock. Cochran looking out to the right side, quick clear pass, and gets through the first burst out to about the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Number 87, going to give a little shout out there to the new kid in town, Elijah Ellis. He was new on our roster last week. In fact, he wasn't even on our roster last week. He was a call-up from JV, but a nice catch there for the second week in a row, Mr. Ellis. And by the way, credit to whoever texted us last week with his name, because we had no idea who he was.
Cochran keeping the ball up the right side, grinding right into Westwood territory to the 49-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Dragons. A couple of scores here in Central Texas. Very quickly, Lake Travis taking on Aikens. That was a final apparently yesterday, 37-0 for Lake Travis. Vandegrift in the second quarter early up on Stony Point, 28-0. McNeil taking on Manor in Manor, beginning of second quarter. McNeil up 17-14. So first down again for the Dragons. Twins to the left. 10 seconds on the play clock. And some confusion here. 5 seconds on the play clock, and now a timeout called by Round Rock as the offense can't get set very well.
They had just about everybody moving in the backfield there, trying to get in the right set. Cochran, I imagine, was yelling at him, "No, other side, other side."
Definitely, again, love to hear your texts and give your shout-outs to your favorite players. If you do, shout out your favorite player, band member, or drill team member, or cheerleader. Let us know who you are and where you're from. I guess our record distance tonight is from Canada. And I guess South Carolina is almost as far as Canada. Not quite as far.
I mean, the shores of Lake Superior is, I have to imagine they're, fairly close to.
Oh, yeah. Sure. We're not known for our geography up here, folks. We know Canada is north.
It's north.
So after the timeout, play call in. And again, twin receivers to the left side. Cochran looking up that left side. Good pressure coming from Westwood, and a deep ball thrown over the middle. Just a bit too far. Incomplete. It will be second down.
Really nice pass intended for Hurley out there. Just a little bit overthrown. It was a good route. Good idea. Just couldn't quite connect.
I'm going to correct your partner. That was Moyer again.
Was it?
That was Andrew Moyer. Just beyond his fingertips. Ball is handed off up the middle to Reggie Hurley. And the Round Rock offensive line getting a little bit of a push there in the same manner that Westwood did on the previous series. That's a gain of 5 on second down. It will be third down and 5 from the 44.
It's good to see the Dragons' offensive line get a big push like that. They have had some struggles on the O-line getting a big push.
Empty set backfield. And now Hurley in the backfield. Coming around, congestion. Hurley getting caught in the backfield. Westwood swarming on the loss. Looks like marked back at about the 47-yard line, and it will be fourth down for the Dragons, and they're going to have to punt the ball.
I would say that might even be closer to a smother. It's beyond swarming, it's close to smother.
Swarming, smothering. All I know is that's some good defense by Westwood on a big third down, stretching the play out. Clock rolling at just about 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Cochran remaining on the field. Looks like he'll do his little pooch kick if he gets this thing off in time at all. 3, 2, 1, 0 on the clock. And a timeout on the field taken by Round Rock. You know what, folks? We're going to take a timeout with them, and we'll be right back. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Back here at the Kelly Reeves Complex. Again, 3:46 now remaining here in the opening half. Round Rock set to punt the ball here away in just a moment. One other score of some note here. Dripping Springs taking on the Austin High Maroons, who Westwood took on a couple of weeks ago. And late in the first quarter, it's only 7-0 Dripping Springs. That may be more of an indicator of how good this Westwood Warrior team is.
Yeah, now early in the season, Dripping Springs was absolutely crushed by Vandegrift.
So Cochran again in at quarterback, but he'll do this little pooch kick. He was trying to get a cheap 5 yards there on a quick snap. Snap comes, Cochran kicks it, and he gets a good low wobbler bouncing at the 18 inside the 10, rolling, and Round Rock letting it roll all the way down to about the 7-yard line. So a good concept and play right there. A punt of 38 yards. It'll be first down for the Warriors with 3:37 remaining here in the opening period.
And you're right, a nice kick by Cochran, able to pin the Warriors deep in their own end of the field. 3:37 to go. They got a lot of field to cover.
Westwood has been good at covering field, though, so far this season. One more score to give you halfway through the second quarter. Vista Ridge taking on Cedar Ridge right over at Gupton Stadium behind us. And Vista Ridge with the 14-0 lead on Cedar Ridge.
Cedar Ridge with a great come-from-behind victory last week. They were down, I think it was 19 points in the fourth quarter, managed to pull that one out.
So twin receivers both sides. Stewart offset to the left. Norrell looking with a quick flare pass out to the right side. Round Rock pursuing nicely and getting the ball down. Looks like at about the 9, perhaps 10-yard line. It will be at the 10. Second down and 7.
Marquise Murray on the catch in the short gain. You know, one of the scores you left out, Dave, was our own Crockett Cougars.
Yeah, I left it out on purpose.
They lost last night to the Callum Knights, 37-22.
Don't like seeing the Cougs lose. Clock rolling at exactly 3 minutes remaining and about 10 seconds on the play clock. Stewart offset to the left side of Norrell. Norrell looking out to the left side. Quick flare pass out and caught at about the 15, 16-yard line, breaking through a couple of tackles and getting out to the 20. It'll be first down for the Warriors. Clock stops at 2:52.
Fantastic catch by Brian Perkins out there. Good hands, hauled it in for the first down.
Trip receivers right side. Stewart offset left, and the ball goes to Stewart up the middle and breaking through an arm tackle and in the open field, breaking all the way out to the 36-7-yard line. That's a gain of 16, 17 yards. It'll be first down again for the Warriors. Clock stops at 2:31.
Caden Michael, the junior defensive back for the Dragons, brought down Stewart, but not until a big gain.
So once again, Stewart offset left, twin receivers both sides. Looking out here to the right side, and a seal block, but not much gain. Only out to about the 40-yard line and stopped after a 3-yard gain. It will be second down and 7. Clock rolling at just about 2 minutes remaining here in the half.
Plenty of Dragons pursued that one out for Marquise Murray.
Westwood with 3 timeouts remaining. Again, twin receiver set both sides. Quick pass again out here on the right side. The same exact play in seal block on the perimeter. That ball passed to number 2. That's Marquise Murray, the freshman wide receiver. And it will be third down and 2, perhaps third down and 1, marking it at the 46-yard line. Clock is stopped, saying that he went out of bounds. So at 1:51 remaining here in the second quarter, and a big-time play here for Westwood. I'm betting on the Damani Stewart play.
Why would you go anywhere else? I was going to come up with some smart response, but I can't come up with anything better than Damani Stewart.
Stewart offset left. Stewart gets the ball, creasing up the middle, getting out to about the 49. Looks like perhaps the 50-yard line. It is a first down for the Westwood Warriors. Clock stops momentarily at 1:46 as the chains move. Again, time not an issue. Westwood with all 3 of their timeouts. Twins, both sides. Norrell throwing it over the right side middle, throwing it well too deep, about 5 yards too deep on the pass, incomplete. It'll be second down. That ball was intended for Brian Perkins.
Good coverage for the Dragons. Murray was surrounded by 2 Dragons out there. Looks like number 10, Noah Cockram, was out there, and number 14, that's Hank Apple. But as you mentioned, the ball was overthrown. Not really a good chance for Marquise to bring it in.
Trip receivers left side. Ball is handed off to Stewart up the middle, but nothing doing. The Dragons not giving up much on that play, only getting to the 47-yard line, a gain of 3. It will be third down and 7. A few texts in, said Braden Best, giving a shout-out to Coach Moore. Thank you for that, Braden. And let's go, Big Luke. Clear the way. That's Coach Gumby. I'm not sure exactly who Coach Gumby is, but thank you for that text in. One more we'll read off here in just a moment. Trip receivers again left side. Damani Stewart offset right. Clock rolling at 1:05 remaining here in the half. Ball goes to Stewart and up the right side in the clear crease and hopping through a tackle down the sideline and out of bounds. Can't believe that happened. Goes out at the 24. He had the end zone in front of him, just lost his balance temporarily. 55 seconds remaining, and Westwood has something going.
Well, he already had a great tightrope routine working down the right sideline, and he got it more yards than I thought he was going to, but just lost his balance as a defender was approaching him and stepped out. That was Justin Lee that sort of nudged him out of bounds there at the end.
So again, clock stopped at 55 seconds. Marked at the 24-yard line, and all 3 timeouts remaining for Westwood. Stewart offset to the right. Pass to the right side, to the corner of the end zone, and just out of bounds. Wasn't catchable. Ball intended again for Marquise Murray, the freshman. Incomplete. It'll be second down for the Warriors.
And Murray, once again, was covered really well by number 10, Noah Cockrum. So, yeah, if it had been a little bit more into the field of play, he might have had a chance at it, but it would have been a 50-50 ball at best. Cockrum was right there on him.
49 seconds remaining. Trip receivers left side. Stewart offset to the right. Ball goes to Stewart up the right side, creasing and then breaking down, but people pushing and piling and pushing out to the 20-yard line is as far as it's going to get. No timeout called so far at the 20-yard line.
Have to think they'll call one here in a second to preserve some time.
I'm really kind of shocked that there has not been a timeout called, now under 30 seconds. They must think they got the touchdown play called here. We'll see if they do. Stewart offset to the left side. And Stewart rolling out to the left side. Good pressure coming from the Dragons. Pass is incomplete. Incomplete. The first down was absolutely there. That ball intended for Brian Perkins. 17 seconds remaining. Now 4th down and 6. And it looks like the special teams are coming out, and they are, with number 15, the kicker, Pablo Zabala, coming onto the field. This will be a field goal attempt. It looks like of about 37 yards, marking it at the 27-yard line, 17 seconds remaining on the right side hash. A good snap, it's down, the kick is up, and it is absolutely tipped at the line, no good. And the Dragons evade the Westwood Warriors marching down the field, and no damage done. So an impressive job by the Dragons defense, and they're pumped and excited on the field on the tipped ball, making it incomplete. And your score is still knotted up at 7 with 13 seconds remaining here, and probably a victory formation to run out the clock. One more text in says, "We love Coach Moore. Go Dragons," watching from Circleville, Ohio. We appreciate that very much.
Looks like that was Aiden Walker on the tip of the field goal attempt. Something a little interesting and noticed on the sideline earlier, the kicker was keeping warm with a soccer ball. I know a lot of place kickers are former soccer players, maybe reformed soccer players.
Hurley with a big gainer on first down. 8 seconds remaining here, gaining 11 yards on the play out to the 31-yard line. Did not think that they would do anything there, but Round Rock getting the ball out of bounds. 8 seconds remaining. I'm not sure if they're going to try and do anything with it or not. Twin receivers to the right side. Ball goes to Hurley, coming up the right side, out beyond the 31-yard line, out beyond the 40-yard line, into the 43, but that runs out the clock on the half, and it's been a terrific one. We're excited about the second half, but we're more excited that we're going to bring you some halftime festivities here in just a moment, folks. Your score at the half is 7-7 between Round Rock and Westwood. This is Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Back at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex here for the halftime festivities. One more text in. That is from Grandma Carolyn and Pawpaw over there in Lake Conroe. It says, "Go Rock, go band, go Rock band." And here they come, the Dragonettes and the Round Rock band. Kmart, what you got?
Well, we'll see if we hear the announcements on the PA speaker, but I can tell you right now that the Dragonettes are led out on the field this evening by their social officers, President Olivia Leedy, Vice President Brooke Perry, Social Officer Hope Gray, and Social Officer Sharon Yoon. They're led on the field by the drill officers, Major Kate Firth, Major Elaine McDonald, Lieutenant Colonel Sophie Musel, and Colonel Lauren Bradley. Dragonettes do want to send out congratulations to the Dragonette of the Week, Sophie Musel. Congratulations to the Spirit Girl of the Week, Zoe Bustamante. And to the Officer's Choice of the Week, Addison Haggerty. I have it on good authority that tonight they're going to be performing a palm routine to A Sucker for You. So we'll see what the Dragonettes bring tonight.
Congratulations to the Dragonette of the Week, Sophie Musel. Congratulations to the Spirit Girl of the Week, Zoe Bustamante. And congratulations to the Officer's Choice of the Week, Addison Haggerty. Tonight the Dragonettes will be performing a palm routine to Sucker for You.
Great job by the Dragonettes there. Want to shout out to their director, Tori Loper and Stasny Hayes, and managers Ava Herbertson and Fatima Hussein. Thanks a lot to the Dragonettes there, and thanks for the band for that performance. And it looks like now we're going to get to see the Dragon Band's competition show.
Yeah, it definitely will be their varsity band performing. You can see the band is in a white and yellow uniform, not something you typically see from Round Rock, but they do wear contest uniforms. In a week, they'll be at Bands of America here in Kelly Reeves, so the first opportunity for the Dragon Band to perform here in the stadium. We'll take it back to the crowd mic and the public address announcer.
Woodhouse Baseball, Cedar Park. Austin Photo House Films, Rudy's, and Cody Pools, Inc. It's halftime, and that means showtime. They have represented Round Rock and Central Texas in competitions and parades across the nation, annually recognized as one of the premier bands in the country. Dragon Band parents and fans, please welcome your band to the field. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Junior varsity members of the week are Woodland, Abby Mora; Brass, Gracie Hyden; Percussion, Ian Cumming. Varsity members of the week are Woodland, Mike Popke; Brass, Shayna Selitsky; and Percussion, Austin Schwab. Tonight, the Dragon Band will present the first portion of their 2023 show entitled Luminous, with music by James Horner and Ennio Morricone. The band is led on the field by drum majors Palak Thakur, Chai Damikar, Andrew Hu, and Anaga Upaluru. Ladies and gentlemen, the Round Rock High School Dragon Band.
A great performance there by the Dragon Band with their contest show. Again, they'll be here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex a week from tomorrow for the Bands of America competition here in Austin, which is a highly competitive performance opportunity for the Round Rock Band and for the Westwood Band, who will be coming up here in just a moment, putting on their contest show as well. Exciting times. The fall always holds the best of high school spirit and competition, and just, again, a great job by the Dragonettes and by the Dragon Band as we await performances by the Westwood drill team and the Westwood marching band.
Thought the band sounded really good. Good volume, good, really nice arrangement of these tunes.
Yeah, you know, and look, I mean, you know, we're no experts at anything, right? But the bottom line is those formations out on the field with the yellow colors, looks like sunshine on the field. It kind of brings home, you know, kind of that Broadway kind of look. It's what a lot of the bands try to do these days. So, you know, again, a great performance here early in the year by the Round Rock Dragon Band.
In honor of all the courageous warriors who battle pediatric cancer. Langston Gordon, Brock Fleming, Alexis Bautista, Samara Watson, Talia Gardner, Lauren Prindable, Caitlin Shatron, and all cancer warriors. They are the very definition of bravery and deserve to be commended. Every year in the United States, more than 15,500 children under the age of 19 are diagnosed with cancer, and sadly, it's one of the leading causes of childhood death from disease. Thankfully, the 5-year survival rate for children has increased from 58% in the mid-1970s to 85% today. If you want to learn more about how you can help, we have some lovely volunteers ready to answer your questions over at the Cure Starts Now/Team Brock table. Please go see them. You can also join the Round Rock High School team at the Team Brock Halloween Fun Run and Family Festival taking place on October 14th. Just go to teambrock.org. Thank you to all the students, parents, teachers, and administration wearing gold tonight. You are showing our kids that they matter. And now,
and you have to like it. That's a daddy-daughter dance out there, and some moms out there dancing as well. No injuries to report from the field as far as we can tell, and a great job by the Sundancers and their parents out there performing to the Flintstones. What could be a better tune to do a dance to, man?
Highly entertaining. The fans loved it. The band loved it. The drill team and their others, whether they're moms, dads, friends, sisters, brothers.
Well, Kmart's a veteran of this. He's done it before. How would you evaluate it? Is it an A performance, would you say?
I think it's absolutely an A performance for the Sundancers' parents here. This is always one of my favorite weeks of the year for the Dragonettes when they do it. And I did it 7 years with the Dragonettes. So
God bless you, Kmart.
I'm not going to win any awards for my dancing ability, but it was always a lot of fun to be out there with my daughters, and I imagine every single person out there enjoyed it thoroughly as well.
Without a doubt. Well, folks, we'll again take it back to the public address announcer, and excited to bring you the Warrior Band here with their halftime festivities.
Good evening. We continue tonight's halftime entertainment as we welcome to the field the Westwood High School Warrior Band with our future Warrior Band students. We have all of our 8th grade band students from Canyon Vista and Griffin Middle School joining us for a special performance. Let's give these future warriors a Westwood welcome and clap along as they perform Land of 1,000 Dances. At this time, we would like to honor our graduating seniors in the class of 2024 from the Sundancers and the Westwood Band. These students have dedicated all 4 years of their high school career to these outstanding organizations, and we could not be more proud of their commitment and accomplishments. We wish each of these soon-to-be graduates great success and happiness as they continue their journey after Westwood High School. Thank you, seniors, for your 4 years of time, dedication, and talents. Now enjoy this salute in your honor as the Westwood Band performs your Westwood Fight Song.
So I want to give a shout out here. Here for the Westwood drum major is Henry Sedbury, a friend of ours from our church down in Austin. So shout out to Henry and the Westwood Band.
present your Westwood Warrior Band, the best of the West.
And again, a great performance by all the Spirit organizations here at the half. We'll give you some halftime statistics here 6 minutes before the second half begins. We'll start out with the Round Rock Dragons. On offense, they had 8 first downs, ran the ball 21 times for 99 yards. They were 3 of 7 passing for 50 yards and 28 return yards. They had 1 fumble that was lost. They were 3 of 6 on third down conversions, no fourth down conversions attempted. They had 1 sack for 2 yards, 3 punts for 27 yards. Average starting field position was their own 31-yard line and had the ball for 10 minutes, 5 seconds in the first half. Westwood also with 8 first downs, also with 21 rushes, but for 139 yards. They were 6 of 13 passing for 34 yards, 57 return yards. They were 4 of 9 on third downs, 0 of 2 for fourth down conversions. Sacks, they had 2 for 6, and then 3 punts for 27 yards, identical again to Round Rock. 4 penalties for 20 yards. Round Rock with no penalties in the first half. Their starting field position was their own 35, very similar to Round Rock, and 13:55 on the time of possession. So very similar stats on both sides. Rushing for Round Rock, Reggie Hurley had 14 rushes for 52 yards, 1 touchdown. Javante Arnold, 1 rush for 2 yards, and Mason Cochran, 6 rushes for 45 yards. Westwood, Norrell at quarterback had 1 rush taken down for a sack for -2 yards. Damani Stewart, the man of the hour, 19 rushes for 134 yards and 1 touchdown. Brian Perkins with 1 rush for 7. And in the passing game, again, Cochran was 3 of 7 for 50. Norrell was 6 of 13 for 34 yards. Receiving for Round Rock, Moyer 2 for 44. Mark Haramuru had 1 reception for 6 yards. Westwood, I believe, had Perkins here with 2 receptions for 20 yards. And Marcus Murray with 4 receptions for 14 yards. Man, evenly stacked ball game at the half.
Well, that certainly explains the tied score as well. 2 evenly matched teams going at it and taking each other's shots and not able to take a big lead. So yeah,
here we go again, right? I mean, both teams probably regrouping here at the half, feeling like they've done some things well and missed some opportunities perhaps. And it sets up for a perfect contest and for the Battle of the Bell. Folks, about 4 minutes before the second half begins, we're going to go ahead, take a quick commercial break along with the teams here, and then bring you the second half where Round Rock will receive in the third quarter. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Mays Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at maysstreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football.
Beautiful day to play some football, boys. boys.
Under the lights. Join IHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches.
Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday night, Under the Lights.
Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
Just about 45 seconds here before the second half will come into play here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Again, your score 7-7 here in a very evenly matched ball game between the Warriors and the Dragons. And honestly, I think Coach Moore for the Dragons and I think that Coach Wood for Westwood have to be fairly happy with what they've seen. I mean, no galactic mistakes on either side. Missed opportunities, that's one thing, but it's a new ball game here in the second half and a low-scoring one at that.
Yeah, I think for the Warriors, maybe they're thinking about some of those passes that fell incomplete. They had a couple of big ones that really could have changed the momentum significantly, but they weren't able to convert on them, connect them. For the Dragons, they just haven't really gotten anything really big going. They're doing a good job of keeping the pressure and moving forward, getting good gains, but nothing really earth-shattering. So, evenly matched.
I agree. And the Dragons, I'm sure they feel fairly fortunate to get out from the half without any points going on the board for Westwood because they were kind of rolling and that Dragon defense was a little bit tired. Folks, that text line, we had it up there, I think, for a moment, 512-843-5205. Do text into us here in the second half. Shout out for your Warrior Nation, for your Dragon Nation. We'd love to hear from you. And get excited here for the Battle of the Bell. Westwood trying to get it for the first time in 5 years. And Round Rock will try to fiercely defend and keep it. Zavala out to perform the kickoff duties for the Westwood Warriors. Round Rock is stacked fairly close to the line. And now backing up into a regular receive formation. Moyer back deep. Along with Moore. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and now 0. But no delay of game called. The ball is a short kick, bouncing at about the 15-yard line. And Hurley taking it only up to about the 20-yard line. So a good job by Westwood actually pinning Round Rock a little bit deeper than normal. First down and 10 at the 20.
Interesting that the Dragons special teams unit came out in a sort of a kick safe, expecting a possible onside kick there. I mean, it doesn't hurt you to prepare for that. I don't think it was a high probability move in that situation.
Yeah, I didn't think Coach Wood was quite that high risk in the second half, but you never know in high school football. So twin receivers both sides, empty set backfield. And now Javante Arnold in motion to the middle. Cochran keeping the ball up the right side, and he's off to the races to the 30, out to the 35, 38-yard line, a gain of 18 yards. Mark it at 37, so 17 yards. First down for the Dragons.
Initial contact for the Warriors by Caius Coy, but Cochran slipped the tackle and got another extra couple of yards.
Pistol formation, and now offset left is Reggie Hurley. No, I take it back, Javante Arnold, and now rolling out to the left side is Cochran, looking and throwing a ball intercepted. The 47-yard line, totally and perfectly read by the Westwood defense. And your first big play of the second half.
Number 7 I believe that's Chester Bennett on the interception.
Chestnut Bennett with the interception for the Warriors. A big, big play. Totally read Cochran's eyes on that play, and a terrific play by Westwood to get the turnover.
Cochran was moving out to his left. He was under some pressure by number 6, Uffelman, but he threw a late pass, and Bennett just got underneath and kicked it off.
Floating underneath.
Yeah.
He just were in a place where Cochran just did not see him. Thought he had a wide open receiver, and a terrific interception by the Westwood Warriors, and they're in business in Dragon territory early here in the third quarter. So twin receivers both sides for the Warriors. Stewart with the handoff off the middle. He's off to the races, up to the 25-20. He's not going to be caught. It's a touchdown for the Warriors.
Really big play for Stewart there. We've talked before about how you just keep feeding him and eventually he's going to break one. There it is. The Dragon defensive line has played extraordinarily well tonight against him, bottling him up really, really well. I think you said he had 90-some-odd yards in the first half.
Oh, he had 134 in the first half.
You're right. I apologize. But still, but it just takes that one for Stewart. He broke it loose and off to the races. They couldn't catch him. He ran past several defenders.
He is so fast and so big. It's just an impossible young man to take down, and a special player to watch on that big burst explosive play. Extra point is through. Your new score now with 11:16 remaining here in the third quarter. Westwood with their first lead of the ball game at 14-7. And my gosh, I don't know what they did differently. It may have been a little bit of a different setup. I think we may have an instant replay right here. Genuinely don't know exactly what they did on the blocking, but 5 yards downfield, and it looked like Stewart was going to be gone. Huge momentum for the Warriors. Creases through the line. He's gone right there, and he knows it. He is just, look at him run. Unbelievable job by Westwood getting everything they want right here at the beginning of the third quarter, and Round Rock is going to be up against a tall wall here to try and get some momentum back here.
Their first possession obviously didn't do much here in the second half. Now they're going to get their hands back on the ball. Now they're going to have to play from behind again.
It's a tough one. I'm sure that Mason Cochran is kicking himself on the interception, and a tough play for him, but he is tough-nosed, and he will definitely work his heart out to get these Dragons back up on the board and tie the ball game. We do have text here, and it is Go Mason and the Dragons. Defend the bell. That's from Aunt Michelle and Brian in Lehigh, Utah. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness, it's we got one more text here. It says a shout out to the band from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Show looked great. That's for the Dragon Band. Says Grandpa's on hospice care. But Andrew O. and the band brightened his day. Thank you for broadcast. That's from his dad. Thank you so much for that, and we're glad that that brightened his day. So a quick kick by the Warriors floating to the perimeter, and that ball on the ground, and Round Rock, Hurley just dropping on it at about the 25-yard line. So Westwood going with a little bit of a special teams ploy here to not kick it deep, but try to kick it kind of on a punch kick, if you will, and Round Rock will start right at the 25-yard line.
That kick was sort of tailing toward the sideline, and Hurley elected to let it hit the ground and maybe get it to bounce out of bounds, but it did not. It checked up and bounced back toward the inside, and Hurley had to jump on it.
Again, it's just like your wedge play, Martin. I've seen you play on the golf course, and boy, you can get that ball to back up just from about 100 yards every time, right?
Every single time. Yes. No. In my dreams, sir.
Oh, a procedure call on the kick team.
Oh, my. Oh, that's sideline warning.
And a sideline warning also. Okay. So a procedure call against Westwood and a sideline warning. Now, that sideline warning, I'm not sure if it's going to be marked off, but it's marked to the 30 on the procedure call, electing for the 5-yard mark off this time instead of a re-kick.
Yeah, I was watching that kick. I wasn't really paying close attention. It didn't look like Westwood was even set up to kick.
It looked weird.
And then the kick just came.
Yeah, we weren't expecting it. It was just all of a sudden there's a ball in the air. So.
Yeah. So something funny there.
Well, there's a way of things happening that make it funny sometimes on Friday Night Lights. So first down for the Dragons. Twin receivers to the left side. Cochran handing the ball off. Coming up the right side for a gain of about 6 or 7. I believe that was handoff to Hurley. It'll be second down. Ooh. It was Javante Arnold. My bad.
Josh Hansen on the tackle for the Warriors.
So again, 2nd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. Empty backfield set for Mason Cochran. Looking up the middle and running and plowing right over the tackler out to about the 39-yard line. It will be 3rd down.
He might have technically plowed over him, but that was Chase Cunningham on the tackle.
Cunningham.
And I think he got the better end of that deal, stopping Cochran in his tracks.
I agree with you. So marked at the 38-yard line, so a gain of only 1. It is 3rd down and 2. Clock rolling at just about 10:20 remaining here in the quarter. Ball's handed off right up the middle. Javante Arnold getting out to the 43-yard line, and it is a 1st down for the Dragons.
Nice hole by the offensive line, and Arnold was able to get through for the 1st down. Things are clicking right now for the Dragons.
A shout out to Big 21. That's Josh Hansen from his big brother Logan. Thank you for that. So Round Rock, a little momentum there, gets a 1st down. See if they can keep it rolling. Pistol formation. Mason looking, pressure coming, breaking through the middle, but taken down right about the 40-yard line. That's a sack of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Warriors sent everybody on that. There were 2 guys coming around the right side and 1 from the left. They were absolutely committed to taking down Cochran on that, and he was not able to get the ball away. He moved up in the pocket, but was not able to escape.
Just about a step late to break through, as he typically does, and great, again, collapsing pursuit by the Warrior defensive line. So again, 2nd down and 13. Twin receivers set both sides now, and Arnold to the middle. The ball is kept by Mason Cochran going up the middle and gets out to about the 44, 45-yard line, so a gain of about 5. And it is marked as a 4-yard gain. It will be 3rd down and 9 from the 44.
There is some hitting going on tonight. Lots of guys going to be hitting the ice pads after this one.
A shout out to Jacob Medina. That's from his sister in San Antonio. Go Rawk. And Dragon Nation needs all the help they can get here on a big 3rd down and 9. Cochran rolling back in the pocket, pressure coming, and now a screen pass thrown to the left side, and it's out in the open. Leonard Moore breaking down the field to the 30-20, inside the 10, into the end zone. A flag thrown from the end zone, but a big gainer, no question about it, and a flag back at the 46-yard line of Round Rock. This thing's coming back.
Wow, that such a huge play there, and clearly the officials throwing the flag. My guess is holding call on one of the downfield receivers trying to make room for Moore to run.
Yeah, and it was definitely a hold on the line here. So, I mean, this is going to be just a – and, again, the officials are talking downfield, but this flag down here at the 46-yard line is the one that's really going to matter. So a great concept and a good setup by the offensive coaches and Coach Tenney for the Dragons, but looks to be all for naught as they've come back to the line of scrimmage, and almost certainly will be a 10-yard mark-off as the officials are talking it over. 2 separate penalties, again, look to be against Round Rock. So a hold again called on Round Rock, decline, and then pass interference called on Round Rock. A pick play by one of the receivers, it appears, to basically separate Leonard Moore, and that'll be a 15-yard mark off. It appears from the 45-yard line, marking the ball all the way back at the 30, so it's going to be, looks like about 3rd and 23 for Round Rock. And a super tall order here, 8:25 remaining here in the quarter, after such a big play and thinking they've got the momentum back, and now they don't, marked at the 29-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and 24.
If I'm the Dragons, I go back with the exact same play.
The pass interference play?
Well, without that part.
Without the pass interference. Twin receivers both sides. So again, 3rd down, 24. Cochran getting pressured, looking, throws the ball, and just did not have the receiver intended, I believe, for Mark Haramuru, but did not turn around, and it falls incomplete, and Round Rock is going to have to punt the ball back to the Warriors.
Yeah, it didn't look like Haramuru was expecting the ball on that play, and there was a defender right there waiting to pick it off.
It got scary for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I would tell you that the Dragons were a step fortunate, I would say, in that situation, because that could have been a pick six in a heartbeat. So the Warriors, with all the momentum right now, setting up into deep receive. All the way back at about the 25-yard line. That's number 1, Brian Perkins. It's a good snap and hold. The punt is away. It is a short punt, wobbler, dropping at the 45, but bouncing down to about the 37-yard line. A punt of about 30 yards, and it will be Westwood taking over in terrific field position at the 37. 8:07 remaining here in the quarter.
I would imagine the Warriors are thinking they dodged a bullet there with the big pass interference penalty and then the short kick, short punt, to get such really nice starting field position on this drive. And an opportunity here, if they put points on the board and stretch out the lead, to really sort of take control.
So twin receiver set both sides. Ball is handed off to Stewart up the middle. Round Rock sealing it off this time for a short gain of 2 yards to the 39, second down and 8. Late third quarter, Vandergrift up on Stony Point, 38-0.
Vandergrift appears to be a very good team this year. I mean, they're always good, but they seem especially good this year.
State finalist last year, not a surprise. McNeil also at halftime up 24-14 over Maynard. Trip receiver set to the right side. Norrell looking back to that right side, throwing a slip screen up the middle, and a good design play, and breaking through the middle all the way into Round Rock territory. That's the freshman, Marquise Murray. Big first down for Westwood.
Great feat as he navigated traffic there, even faked the official out of his shoes there. The official was in the way and trying to get out of the way, but Murray was able to dodge him and pick up a couple extra yards.
Once again, twin receiver set, both sides. The ball goes to Stewart up the middle and rolling for about 7-8 yards when it looks like it's only 3. Second down and 2 for the Warriors.
Sort of feels like this is what we're going to get the rest of the way out of the Warriors.
Well, he's over 200 yards rushing so far in the game, and I imagine he's going to look for 100 more before it's all done with. Stewart getting the ball once again up the middle, grinding and breaking through. You just can't take him down. A gain huge of about 15 yards. First down, Warriors.
Caden Michael, the defensive back, there with the tackle for the Dragons, but not until the damage was already done.
He is unlike any running back I've seen in Central Texas in quite some time, and doing a terrific job here for the Warriors. Fake the handoff, pass into the flat, wide open. Westwood with the touchdown. Ball to Brian Perkins, the sophomore receiver.
Really great catch. He had to concentrate on that ball. It was a little late getting there, but he turned around, he had his eyes on it, and was able to haul it in as the defensive back was bearing down. So fantastic catch for the touchdown for Perkins.
.616 remaining here in the third quarter. Zavala out to attempt the extra point for the Warriors. Right down the middle, your new score, Westwood 21, stretching that lead to 14 over the Dragons at 7, 21-7. And again, Westwood just taking it to them right now here in the third quarter with all the momentum. Instant replay right here, and I'll tell you, you take a look at this thing and you expect Damani Stewart, and they do a nice job of just a middle fake just to pull in that defense a little bit, expecting it. And you see the breakout around the corner, and it is wide open for the Warriors for a big touchdown, and again increasing that lead to 14 points and getting a little bit of breathing room here, as they've got to feel pretty good about where they are here in the second half.
Well, absolutely, with a 14-point lead, and they've really got all the momentum here in the second half. So the Dragons need to dial something up here on this next possession to get back in it.
Yeah, they'll almost have to at this point, because now Westwood knows that they've got that running game grinding. Why would you move away from it at this point? And we've said this over the last few broadcasts with Westwood. it's just brutal the way that Stewart runs. He takes a physical toll on you, and he seems to dish out the punishment instead of the defenders, punishing the running back. He is just a terrific running back. Honestly, I don't know if he's being recruited at the D1 level. If he's not, I'm just absolutely shocked because he is every bit of a football player that you would want in any program.
Stewart is a senior, so yeah, hopefully he is getting recruited.
The kick is away deep into the end zone. It will be a touchback. Round Rock takes over at the 25.
I will say that before tonight, Stewart had over 600 yards rushing on the season. He's definitely cruising for 300 here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. And again, Round Rock's a good defense. Yeah. Nobody's going to question that. I know that they've struggled in the win column so far this year, and they've got a lot of athletes on this team, but we knew this would be a step up in competition. 7-7 at the half. That obviously spells out that it is a step up in competition, but they've adjusted a few things, and Stewart's just a load. He gets into open space, and you're not going to get him down on the first tackle. So again, Round Rock tall order here, down 14. Halfway through the third quarter. Twin receivers right side. Cochran looking to the left in an ISO set and breaking through a tackle for a completion. That's out to about the 33-yard line, a gain of 8.
And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it's Leonard Moore again.
It is Leonard Moore.
Yeah.
So don't be shocked. I mean, Leonard Moore was the one that ran long and deep for that touchdown that was called back, and a big play here in the ballgame. Moore coming off on the sideline on this play. 2nd down and 3 at the 32. Pistol formation. Now Javante Arnold offset to the right. Mason Cochran keeping the ball, rolling up that right side out to the 35-yard line. And to the 36 is the mark. It is a gain of 4, and it will be a first down for the Dragons. 5:46 remaining in the quarter.
We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but Moore had 2 touchdown receptions last week against Cedar Park. So I would imagine the staff's going to keep shuttling him in here, getting him on the field as much as they can in offense while still not wearing him out for defense. But he was their leading receiver last week. He's a very dynamic playmaker for the Dragons, so they want to get him out there as much as he can.
Pistol formation, 2 receiver set, both sides. Arnold now offset to the left. Cochran rolling out to the right, looking deep, throwing the ball, and caught in Warrior territory. A nice gainer down to the 46-yard line. That is number 24. I think I got that right. It was 24.
It looked like 24 to me.
Jack Apple on offense. So going tempo now, Round Rock. And Cochran looking again for rolling out to the left side, now seeing what he can get out to the perimeter. And he's out to the edge, and this is where he's dangerous inside the 30-yard line, down the sideline to the goal line. It's a touchdown for the Dragons.
Walking the tightrope on the far sideline, Cochran was able to tiptoe his way past the defenders and break free for the score. Hats off to Mason Cochran for an outstanding run there and get the Dragons a step closer and back into this game.
Well, there's no quitting this Dragon team up against it, and a great response. And Mason Cochran, I thought he was going out of bounds, man. All of a sudden, he's all the way in the end zone, so a good job by the Dragons responding here. 4:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Haruki with the kick. It's up and good. Now your score, Westwood 21, Dragons 14, and this is going to be a dogfight.
I said it before, I'll say it again. What a great ball game. Well, I got an instant replay coming up here. We'll watch Cochran go for the Dragons.
He's got sneaky speed. He gets out there on the perimeter, good seal blocks, hits the edge, and all of a sudden he's gone down the field. And I thought that there was an angle again by the linebacker for Westwood. Not sure which one it was, but bottom line is Mason Cochran does have sneaky speed. Give him credit for getting down the sideline, getting into the end zone. Your new score, 21-14. Wow. We'll put the text line up there one more time. We love hearing from Warrior Nation and Dragon Nation. All you guys make it such a better environment for us here on Friday Night Lights, here from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, 512-843-5205. Give us a shout out. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're from. And we'll definitely give that shout out for you here in the second half of this ball game. Granger in to do the kick duties for Round Rock. And back deep for the Warriors is Perkins. and Uffelman.
And actually looks like Haruki's got this kickoff.
Oh, my bad. Kick is away, long, deep into the end zone. It's a touchback. Westwood takes over at the 25-yard line.
And now with these two teams trading punches back and forth, time to see what Coach Wood and the Warriors dial up.
We got the long distance award here again this week. It says, "Go Aiden Armand, number 23. Go Rawk." That's from Beijing, China. Grandma H. Lee, I hope I got that right. Loves you. Keep the bell. Thank you for that shout out. And one more says, a shout out to Dylan Uribe from Jeremy Evans. First down for the Warriors and flag on the play. And this is where Westwood has found themselves in an awkward position a few times when they put themselves behind the chain. But I'll be honest, the last time they did this to themselves, Damani Stewart was not grinding as well as he is right now. I mean, he seems to have a lot of momentum right now. So 1st and 15, not ideal, but with Stewart in your backfield, it's always a good solution. Twin set, both sides. Stewart offset left. And the ball going to Stewart up the left side and gets all the way out to the 27-yard line. A gain of 7. It will be 2nd down and 8.
For a split second, I thought he was gone.
Oh, I thought he was gone. Good collapse by, it looks like it was a defensive back. Actually got pushed into him by a Westwood Warrior on the play, on the replay that we saw up on the big board. So he would have been gone if that hadn't happened. So again, 2nd down, 8 at the 27, clock rolling at 4:20. Ball on the ground, but nicely picked up by Norrell and picks up about 5-6 yards. What could have been disastrous and 3rd and very long now becomes 3rd down and incredibly manageable 2 yards.
Yeah, that's when you know things are just working for you. When, you know, the ball hits the ground, you scoop it up and pick up 6 yards.
Ah, we got a nice little shout out there. Is it cheering for Round Rock here at the Hernicker House? It says, y'all doing great. A family friend, the Hernickers. Thank you so much. Big, big play here for Westwood. Ball is handed off to Stewart up the middle and up the right side, gaining almost 10 yards on the play. 1st down, Warriors at the 42.
And you know who, Damani Stewart for the big gainer and a 1st down.
Text in, "Keep fighting Dragons." That's from the Cowboys Pop Warner team. Thank you for that so much. And a shout out to Mason Cochran from your other fans in spring. He's got fans all over. Twin receiver set, both sides again. Stewart offset left. Ball going to Stewart again, up that left side, bouncing. 3rd tackler gets him down after a 5-yard gain to the 47, 2nd and 5.
The phrase, "dance with who brung ya," is what comes to mind here.
Oh, if Bum Phillips is down there, he'd be handing it off every time. It's for the older crowd out there, folks. 2nd down and 5. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. And now Stewart offset to the right. Getting the ball coming up the left side. Coach Wood throwing his hands up in the air, loving the play. Seeing Stewart grinding, it took the 5th tackler to get him down after about a 13-yard gain to the 41. It will be 1st down, Warriors in Dragon territory.
Amazing effort by Stewart there, but also credit to the other Warrior who was out with the lead block. Stewart was very patient, letting the offensive lineman that had pulled come out and set up that block, and he got another 5 or 6 yards after that point.
I will tell you, folks, it's hard for you to see, but Anthony Wood, down at about the 45-yard line, he is entertaining to watch when the offense is going. He gets excited. Twin receivers to the right side. Stewart offset left. Ball going to Stewart up the middle, and he's out to the 35, 30, 25, all the way to the 21-yard line, bruising for a 20-yard gain. 1st down, Warriors.
Right now, the Dragons just do not have an answer for Stewart.
You got to play that 11-man defense, just go to Stewart every time. And it's just like, I don't know what you can do. I really don't. He's got to be close to 250 yards at this point, just having his way here in the 3rd quarter. Stewart offset left. Ball going to Stewart again. Wrapped up pretty nicely for about a 4-yard gain, and that's the most you can hope for out of Round Rock. It'll be, looks like actually 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Couple more texts in. It says, go number 2 and the Warriors. It says, let's get 4 in a row here. Thank you so much for that. That's from Papa and Gigi and Tyler. And a great TD for number 12, Mason Cochran. That's from Grandpa Don and Grandma Minty in Klein, Texas. Thank you so much for that. Clock now under 1 minute, 10 seconds on the play clock. Twin receivers both sides once again. 2nd down and 7 from the 19. Stewart getting the ball up the left side, breaking through down to the 15-yard line, perhaps the 14. It will be 3rd down, marked at the 15, so 3rd down and, goodness, it looks like it's 3rd down and 3, 40 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And a big play, and you have to think it's going to be going right on back to Stewart.
Definitely have to think that. Can't, I mean, they fooled us earlier in this game where they had a big dose of Stewart for a while, and then they lobbed one out to Perkins. Let's see what they do here.
So Stewart offset left again, twin receivers both sides. And a flag thrown. 13 seconds remaining right here. And this could be a pivotal flag, but again, I think it's 4-down territory. It's a false start called on Westwood, so they'll march it back 5 yards to the 20-yard line. It'll make it 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and 8, my bad. And the clock may restart right here. And it does. And Westwood has a choice here whether or not they really want to go tempo or not. 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. They're not going to get another snap off, folks. This will end the 3rd quarter, and it's been a dandy. We can't wait to bring you the remainder of the ballgame here, but we're going to take a quick commercial break here at the end of the 3rd period. Westwood leading 21-14. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex here. Getting ready to start the 4th quarter. And again, the Westwood Warriors marked right at the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 8. And a big moment here in the ball game, and Westwood having missed a field goal opportunity from this distance earlier. I have to think that it may be 4-down territory even from here, and I think it's just going to be a dose of Stewart and a dose of Stewart. Why wouldn't you? At this point, Round Rock's going to have to draw up something special here to get a stop and get that ball back.
Yeah, and on that 3rd down play that they called the penalty on, they were giving the ball to Stewart on that.
Oh, of course.
And as you said, why not give it to him as many carries as he can handle? Because right now the Dragons have not been able to really stop him.
Well, it's going to take a special setup here for the Dragons to see if they can get the stop. Again, what a luxury for the Warriors to have. Give it to Stewart, don't give it to Stewart. He's a distraction, and they're going to be looking to try and get him stopped here. 18 seconds on the play clock. And Stewart coming up the middle, grinding all the way down to the 14-yard line. I'm sorry, the 16-yard line. So a gain of 4. It's going to make it 4th down and 4. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and he just has incredible power in his legs. Getting half of the distance that was needed for the 1st down. So again, it's 4th down and 4 from the 16-yard line. And Coach Wood looking to go for it here. And can't blame him. Another touchdown might put this game out of reach.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to pick up the 1st down for sure, but they also might try to draw Round Rock off sides.
So Stewart offset to the right side, 6-5, 4 seconds remaining on the play clock. And rolling out to the right side is Norrell, trying to get what he can, but he stopped short, and I mean well short of the 1st down. Coach Wood is on the field and absolutely looks hacked at what happened. Did not get the blocking pattern that he wanted from the offensive line, but a great stop by the Dragons to not give up the first down. And my goodness, I thought it would go to Stewart every single time in that situation, but it did not, and it is a turnover on downs.
Norrell with the keeper and just got leveled as he got approached the 15-yard line. Well short, and not even a chance to convert that one.
No kidding. A shout out here for grandson number 12, Mason Cochran. That's Go Mason, Go Rock. That's from Grammy and Papa and his Uncle Mark in Spring, Texas. Thank you for that. First down for the Dragons here at the 15-yard line. Twin receiver set on the right side. Ball is handed off, going up the right side and grinding and getting a couple of yards, perhaps 3, out to the 18-yard line is the mark. It will be a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
Devontae Arnold on the carry for the Dragons.
It looks like a young man down on the field for Westwood in what appears to be perhaps a cramp. Pretty typical.
And I love the camaraderie, the teamwork there, and sportsmanship.
One of the Dragons.
Yeah. Dragons are trying to stretch out that cramp with him.
He was helping him stretch his leg out. You have to appreciate that about this community. No
Every one
question
of those
about that.
kids out there has experienced that pain, and nobody wants it. So, yeah, I'll help out.
It's Caius Coy. He's a junior linebacker. And you can tell he's got a little bit of the peg leg there, but again, he's up on his feet. Just needs to get a little hydration here and get stretched out. I'm glad to see him on his feet. Coach Wood out to greet him, help him back to the sideline. 10:52 remaining here in the ball game. And a few steps more for the young man to get off of the field here, and he has. And play restarts. Twin receiver again, both sides. Cochran throwing out to the right side in the flat quickly, out to the 20, 25, to the 28-yard line, and a big gainer for Round Rock. First down, Dragons.
Excellent pickup there by Leonard Moore. He just has amazing speed when he gets the ball in his hands, and he has got some green field ahead of him. He room to run. He's off like a shot.
Twin receivers again, both sides. 10:26 remaining in the ball game. Arnold coming to the middle, and a fake handoff by Cochran. Westwood not biting on anything. That's going to be a 1-yard loss. Back to the 27, 2nd down and 11. A shout out here. So shout out to all the amazing and very talented Westwood Sun dancers. They were terrific tonight. We loved that performance by the parents as well. We love you, Suhani. Thank you very much for that. Now under 10 minutes. Twin receiver set both sides. Cochran rolling out to the right side, looking, not seeing what he wants, and just taken down by a shoestring for no gain. And fortunate for Westwood, they did, because Cochran had some running room. It will now be 3rd down and 11 from the 27.
Yeah, he had running room, probably not enough to get a first down there, but yeah, that shoestring saved a big gain for the Dragons. And now it's 3rd and a long, almost 11.
Big play, Westwood stacking the line. Cochran looking to the sideline, 20 seconds remaining here on the play clock. Play call in from Coach Tenney. Cochran looking, pressure coming, rolling up the middle. He's got some space, but he won't have enough. Getting only to about the 33-yard line. He'll be 6 yards short after a 5-yard gain, and it will be 4th down for the Dragons. 8:52, clock rolling, and the Dragons special teams on the field to punt the ball to the Warriors.
In the Warriors secondary, they were all keeping an eye on Cochran there. And as soon as he broke toward the middle of the field, they collapsed in on him. He had no place to go.
It's just good fundamental coaching by Coach Wood. You've got to spy Mason Cochran every single time, or he'll bust you like he did on that long touchdown run in the 3rd quarter. Good snap on the punt. The kick is away. It's high and a good one. It will drop at about the 35-yard line and take a terrific bounce of about 12 yards all the way to the 23-yard line. where the Warriors will take over. 8:13 remaining in the ballgame. Couple more texts. It says, way to go, Dragons. Keep grinding. That's from Sharon Seeley. Thank you for that. And a couple of shout-outs to us for our announcing. We appreciate y'all calling us out. We like doing what we do, bringing y'all the Friday Night Lights here to everyone in Dragon Nation and Warrior Nation around the globe. So the Warriors here with a big opportunity and a great run game going. 8:13 remaining here in the ball game. You have to think it's going to be a big old dose of Damani Stewart. As we've said many times here in the second half, easily over 250 yards here in the ball game and looking to gain more.
Dragons really need a stop on this possession.
Twin receivers both sides. Norrell looking out here into the flat, and a short pass out to about the 27-yard line, so a gain of about 2 after the first down was marked from the 25. It will be second down and 8. Clock stops, 8:08.
Pass complete to Perkins, pushed out of bounds by Noah Cochran.
Single receiver set on the left side, and Stewart offset to the right of Norrell. Ball going to Stewart out in the flat left side, and good pursuit by the Dragons, getting it stopped after only a gain to the 29-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It will be third down and 6. A little surprised, honestly. I feel like the middle of the Dragon defense is just tired, and they 2 plays in a row they haven't done it. We'll see if they do it here. So third down and 6. Dragon Nation trying to make some noise across the way. .15 seconds remaining on the play clock. And again, a single receiver set on the left short side. Stewart offset to the left side as well. And rolling out into the flat, Norrell throwing the ball upfield, and it looks like it's incomplete on the pass.
Dragon defense was all over him there.
I'm absolutely shocked. I just really thought it would be Stewart, and it wasn't. So incomplete. The clock stops at 7:20, and they're going to give the ball right back to the Dragons.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice there on those play calls for that series.
I dare anybody out there watching, listening to the game to tell us what song the Westwood Warrior Band is playing right now. Snap is back, and it's good pressure from the Dragons and a fairly short punt, bouncing at the 49, 48, all the way back to the 44-yard line of the Warriors. My goodness, that was only about a 15-yard punt. Round Rock setting up in terrific field position here with 7:10 remaining in the ballgame.
Yeah, between the interesting play calling there and the short punt, Dragons have a great opportunity with a short field to get a score here and potentially tie the game.
So here we go. 44-yard line is the mark. Round Rock in plus field territory. Twin receiver set on the right side. Handing the ball up the left side and getting down to about the 41-yard line. It's a gainer of about 3. It'll be second down. And again, Reggie Hurley has not been in the game in the second half at all. Javante Arnold has moved over to running back. He was the running back for the Dragons last year. Seeing an opportunity perhaps in some of the skills that Javante brings to the ball game. So twin receiver set both sides. Arnold now behind Cochran, pistol formation. Cochran looking out to the left side, giving it to Leonard Moore, getting upfield to the 35, breaking through several tackles. He'll have the first down at the 34 for the Dragons. 6:29 remaining in the ballgame.
Nice move by Leonard Moore to evade a tackler and get just what he needed for the first down. You mentioned Javante being in the backfield, shifting over from wide receiver. I was just noticing that Hurley was over on the sideline. He hasn't been in the last couple of series.
Ball kept by Cochran up the left side and tackled up by a host of Warriors, but rolling forward to about the 32-yard line. It'll be second down, and looks like 8. Clock now under 6 minutes. A shout out here to Chase Cunningham again, number 33, the Westwood Warriors defense. For being a tackling monster tonight, he has on several plays. That's from his aunt and uncle again in Fort Worth. Thank you for that. Twin receivers right side. Leonard Moore, ISO on the left. Ball is handed off and just gobbled up by the Warriors in the backfield.
Number 18 for the Warriors, Fred Fisher. That's not a name we've called lots tonight, but he had a big game last week. Last week, Fisher had 7 tackles for the Warriors in their game against the Bears.
Clock now approaching 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Marked back at the 35-yard line. 24 is the line to gain for the first down. Full house backfield set for Mason Cochran. Cochran looking over the left side, looking, throwing to the end zone. Leonard Moore catches the ball, but it's knocked out right at the last minute, incomplete. It was there in a good defensive play by Westwood, or it would have been a touchdown. 4:50 on the clock. Clock stops. Fourth down, and Round Rock almost certainly having to go for it in this situation.
Yeah, I think the worry would be you don't go for it here and Westwood comes out favoring a Stewart run-based offense. You can grind that time off the clock pretty quickly.
You can, and again, I thought that was going to happen on the last series, but it didn't. Round Rock with all of their timeouts, as does Westwood have all of their timeouts. And a timeout now, as I mentioned it, called by Coach Wood. Well, they say it's a timeout to Round Rock, but I did think that it was called by Westwood, but maybe Round Rock called it before. In any event, the timeout is charged to the Dragons as they try to dial up something here, a special play, and it's going to have to be something terrific. We did see, and I did see earlier in a practice this year, and I thought they might try to hit some point, several points during the season, but Round Rock in a practice ran a play they called the Boise play, which is a hook and ladder play. If they have the timing to do it and can pull it off, it is a good trick play that they would look to try to bust through for a big gainer. We'll see. Maybe it happens here, maybe it doesn't. But 11 yards is a tall order unless you've got Damani Stewart in your backfield.
Yeah, this is. We'll see what they can do here. If the Dragons are able to pull this off, it was interesting. Coach Wood was talking with the referee. He was quite, I don't want to say agitated, quite energetic in his discussion there.
Players on the sideline for Westwood trying to get that Warrior Nation cheering hard. Twin receiver set, both sides in tight. Cochran looking out on the flat for a pass and a throwback to Cochran here on the left side, getting to the 35, to the 30, only to about the 26. Ball is fumbled. It cannot be advanced by any player other than Cochran, but regardless, makes no difference. It will be a turnover on downs and marked back as Wood is out on the field. Coach Wood saying that ball should be marked back at the 27, 28-yard line, and he's right. 4:39 remaining, and it will be a turnover to Westwood. First down, Warriors.
And a great defensive stand by the Warriors. They weren't fooled by the trick play. They stayed home and were able to tackle Cochran for the short of the first down anyway, for minimal gain.
Well, he got within 4 yards of the first down. I think that the problem with it was great pursuit by Westwood and a terrific job by them, but the throwback was just a little bit too much of a lob and did not have enough tempo on it. So a good bit of trickeration there, trying to get the play and pick up the first down, but all for naught. And Westwood takes over first down. Again, 4:39 remaining here in the ball game at the 27-yard line. Twin receivers left side, and now full house backfield. Ball is handed off to Damani Stewart all the way out on the perimeter and taken down really hard by the Dragons for no gain right back to the 27-yard line. It'll be second down.
Hank Apple on the tackle for the Dragons. He definitely lowered his shoulder and got up in there, and Stewart knew he'd been tackled. There was no question.
A rare moment that we've seen Stewart tackled.
Yeah.
In the games that we've covered so far this season. Clock rolling right at about 4 minutes here. And Westwood will take the snap with the clock under 4 minutes here on 2nd down and 10. Twin receivers both sides. Ball going to Stewart up the middle. And a gang of Dragons taking it down after a gain to the 30-yard line of 3 yards. It will be 3rd down and 7, clock rolling at 3:45.
The Warriors, of course, here in no big hurry at all. They want to get a first down here, but they're not going to be in any hurry to get there.
Right, and a couple of first downs, even with the timeouts remaining by Round Rock, and the game will be over. So a big play here in the ball game. Trip receivers now to the left side. And Stewart in the backfield. Rolling out in the right side flat, looking for a pass, and now flushed out of the pocket is Noel, taken down in the backfield. A good job. I believe that was Asher Chang, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Asher Chang, yes.
Getting the sack and a timeout on the field. 3:13 remaining here in the second charge timeout to Round Rock, and a good defensive stand by the Dragons.
I'm really surprised we didn't see Westwood take more time off the clock there. They snapped it at about 15 seconds on the play clock every play that drive. That's 45 seconds you left.
I can't explain it myself, to be honest with you. And sometimes in the heat of the moment, that those things just kind of slip by. But an opportunity to take more time off. And the Dragons fortunate that they basically snuffed everything out. We'll get the ball back here, likely with pretty good field position in around 3 minutes remaining in the ball game, and another opportunity to try to tie it up. This series never fails to entertain for the Battle of the Bell.
Yeah, I would not have predicted that this would be a 3-and-out for the Warriors on this possession. When
I wouldn't have either. With
the weapons they've got, especially Stewart, all they needed to do was just move forward 3 plays in a row.
Grind and grind.
You know, 3 yards in a cloud of dust is good enough.
Good old Fred Akers football. Leonard Moore sitting up at the midfield stripe, awaiting the play clock to be rolled by the field referee. I'll take a text from anybody that knows this song also from the Westwood Warrior Band.
I was just thinking we hadn't heard anyone about the previous song.
We did not. High snap, but nicely taken by Westwood. And off the side of his foot, going out of bounds. That kick didn't go a single yard. It's a -1 kick. Unbelievable. With the pressure coming from Round Rock, that kick went for -1 back to the 27-yard line. It is first down for Round Rock. I can't believe it.
Last week we saw it. I believe it was the game against Bastrop. We saw one, and then we saw another one in the Round Rock game against Cedar Park. Yeah. 2 negative-yard punts, and here another one here tonight. That is so unusual.
I haven't seen it in all the years we've been broadcasting stuff.
Yeah.
I've not seen a negative punt. We've seen 3 in 2 weeks. A huge break for Round Rock here, life given. Very unexpected. 3:10 remaining here. Round Rock retaining 1 timeout. Twin receiver set on the right side, pistol formation. Cochran keeping the ball out on the right side perimeter. Westwood trying to take him down out to the 20-15, all the way inside the 15, taken down out of bounds at about the 13. It'll be first down for the Dragons. Wow.
I was watching the sideline there. There was a very late tackle out of bounds. The officials did not throw a flag on it.
And it didn't look chippy. He went down out of bounds. I thought that it was solid play, contact made in bounds, just dragging out of bounds, and then a little hard out of bounds. But I don't think anything that needed a penalty per se, but it could have been thrown. So first down for Round Rock. Twin receivers left side now. Handoff going up the middle. Javante Arnold getting to the 10-yard line to the 9. That's a gain of 4. It will be second down for the Dragons.
Can the Dragons pull it off?
Whew.
My goodness.
We may have some extra credit football here tonight. And oh my gosh, somebody texted in 25 or 6-4 by Chicago.
All right, yeah.
Well done. I don't have an award for you, but we appreciate you giving that text in. Second down, Twins to the left, and a full house backfield. Ball is handed off up the middle. Javante Arnold looks like he has it out to the 5-yard line, to the 4, to the 3. That's a first down for Round Rock. It'll be first and goal. hopping, skipping right through the line down to the 3-yard line. So a great job by Round Rock getting the first down. First and goal from the 3-yard line, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, clock rolling.
And now the Dragons have to find that very delicate balance of not scoring too quickly.
Pistol formation, extra protect on the left side. Ball handed off, going up the left side. Oh, it's not handed off. It's Mason Cochran tripped up in the backfield, but getting back to the line of scrimmage, and a good job by the Warriors getting him down. Clock rolling at 1:45, second down.
Outstanding tackle there by number 22, Ananias Vance. He had a good game last week with 5 tackles. He's had a couple of good tackles here tonight.
And he just dived.
Yeah.
He just sold out and dived, hoping he would get some leg, and he did. So no gain on the play. 120 remaining now in the ball game. Wide single set receivers. Ball is handed off up the middle, getting down close to the goal line. It's a touchdown for the Dragons.
Woo! What an awesome score for the Dragons to get the touchdown with a conversion. They got a chance to tie it up here.
Woo! Good gosh almighty, man. What a game. I did not see this coming here in the fourth quarter. Round Rock doing a terrific job getting back in the ball game. For a moment, thought they might be going for 2, but they're not. Kai Haruki in to perform the extra point duties. Good snap hold. Kick is up. Perfect right through the uprights. We got a new ball game here. 21-21. 1:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and we may have some extra credit assignments here and go into an extra period, and wouldn't that be fun? Man.
That would be awesome. Now, before we even get that far, I want to give credit to the Dragons for fighting back and tying this game. They were down 2 scores and managed to tie it up. We got an instant replay coming up here on screen.
And I didn't see it clearly previously, but it was the Moose on the touchdown.
Moose
Garlington getting it shifty right through the middle and grabs right up to the goal line. Instantly called by both officials at the goal line. It was in.
I'm not positive. Is that the first play tonight we've seen Garlington?
I don't think he's carried it.
Yeah.
I may be wrong about that, but if he has carried it, we haven't called the right number. We'll just leave it at that, folks.
Which is always a possibility.
It is a possibility.
Yeah. Hats off to Moose Garlington. We've got a lot of fans among the Dragons who like to shout out his name when he gets a good score, a good play. But my goodness, it's a minute and 10 seconds worth of ball game now.
Haruki with the kickoff, nice and deep, all the way towards the end zone. They throw a procedure flag. That's going to be a 5-yard mark off to the 30-yard line. Now again, the field goal wins it right here, but Westwood with their 1 field goal attempt was blocked, and it would be a tall order to get that far down the field. And what do you do? What do you do? I mean, in this situation, Westwood has all 3 timeouts remaining. You can do a lot of running with Damani Stewart, and you can get up the field quite a bit here with your timeouts. Just remains to be seen if you can get yourself into field goal position.
Well, and I think we're going to maybe find out if, why haven't they gone to Stewart much the 2 previous possessions, right?
I mean,
so are they going to do so here? If they don't, now that raises some other questions about what's going on. But, they've got to pick up, 70 yards here. They got to.
It's really hard to know. I mean, I would have thought playing it safe would have been giving it to Stewart. But, other thoughts by the Westwood staff and Coach Wood, and they know what they're doing. Now it's a matter of you don't want to, this is a scary spot in the game. You throw a ball, you could get a pick 6. You've got to play this smart. Setting up in a spread formation, trip receivers to the left side. Norrell rolling out to the left, and Stewart taking the ball in the backfield. Good pursuit by the Dragons after a short gain out to about the 33-yard line. So it will be second down and 7, clock at 1 minute, and now rolling under 1 minute. No timeouts being called by the Warriors, but going tempo.
Great tackle by Jacob Medina, number 92. He's waited there very patiently for Stewart to come to him.
Norrell looking out to the left side, throwing the ball deep, looking for his receiver, but thrown just about 5 yards too far, incomplete. and that stops the clock at 42 seconds. Round Rock now with a timeout remaining could very easily stop the clock if Westwood does not pick up the first down. This becomes a really, really trying situation. Coach Wood out on the field counseling his quarterback Norrell on the previous play that was not successful. 18 seconds remaining on the play clock. Hope all you folks have taken your blood pressure medication here tonight. It's a dandy. 5 seconds on the play clock. Twin receivers left side, and now Coach Wood having to call a timeout, getting too close, and about to face a delay of game. And the game in the balance right here. We have one more text in, and we'll put up the text line one more time. It says extra credit to Coach Carr and the Dragon defense. Couldn't agree with you more on these last couple of series. They've done a terrific job. Would love to hear from any of you folks out there in Dragon Nation, in Warrior Nation as well. 512-843-5205. Stick this one out here with us. It has been a dandy, probably the most fun game I can recall us calling in the years we've been doing this.
Absolutely. I want to second that with every fiber of my being. This is the most entertaining game I've been associated with in the many years we've been doing this.
It does not matter what the outcome is here tonight, folks. We say this often. Both of these schools should be proud of every single thing they've done here this evening, the way they've performed, the way they've fought. It has been just the best of what you could represent and expect from Round Rock ISD and Round Rock ISD athletics and the UIL. This is what it's all about, and we have loved this dandy ball game here. And a big play coming up here. Third down again. 42 seconds remaining in the ball game. 3rd and 7. The line to gain will be the 40. Stewart offset left, looking out in the flat, and it's a screen pass up the middle by the Warriors, but taken for a short gain only. It'll only get to the 34-yard line, and a timeout is called by Coach Moore running out on the field. 33 seconds remaining here in the ball game, and Westwood is going to have to kick the ball back to Round Rock.
Once again, it feels like the play calling is just a little too fancy, a little short pass to Murray, who's an outstanding receiver, but it was right at the line of scrimmage, putting all the pressure on him to make something fantastic happen and pick up that 6-7 yards he needed. You know, so why not? If you're going to throw a pass play, throw something closer to the yardsticks, or by golly, give it to Stewart.
Wow. Yeah. No, this is why we're not coaches, man. Because it's easy to sit here and look at it and say, you know, what do you do in the situation? And Stewart has been so fantastic this entire game, and it's just like, if I were a coach, Stewart would be carrying the ball 100 times during the game. It's just the way I would do it. A few texts in, go Dragons. Shout out to Mason number 12, Aunt Tiffany, Uncle Travis in Tomball, Texas, home of the Cougars. Thank you so much. Then there's a question from one of the fans asking whether or not coaches can be out on the field. And they can, within reason, okay? And there's nothing unreasonable. The coaches for Round Rock are out on the field. Coaches for Westwood are out on the field. But during the play itself, they're not in unreasonable territory. They're communicating with officials. That's expected, and we expect to see that as well. And they're doing it right on both sidelines. So punt to come. Leonard Moore setting up a high snap again. Good pressure coming. And the ball is blocked. Unbelievable. The Dragons have the ball inside the 20-yard line. 27 seconds remaining. I don't believe what I just saw.
Number 42 for the Dragons, Jacob Javaria, comes up with the ball. I didn't see who tipped it. It could have been him. Maybe we'll get an instant replay on this one. But what an amazing play by the Dragons special teams.
I absolutely cannot believe it. It was off the left end. Not sure who it was that got the block, but it was a high snap and just took it right off of his foot. Unbelievable.
And yet the entertainment factor of this game just went up another notch. So now the Dragons, with a 7 on the ball on the 18-yard line, have a chance to score here with 27 seconds. My goodness.
Westwood,
what a game.
Westwood with 2 timeouts remaining. Too many men on the field for Round Rock. So flag thrown for illegal participation and a good call by the referee. It looks like If I'm not mistaken, Moose Garlington was on the field. Wasn't supposed to be, ran off the field. A little bit of a mistake there. That sets it back 5 yards. Few texts in. I'm a believer. Let's go Dragons. That's from John de Castillo. So now 1st and 15 from the 23-yard line. And time is a factor here. Round Rock with no timeouts. Westwood certainly does, but if they don't get the ball stopped out of bounds, then the clock continues to run. Westwood deciding to call a timeout right here. Woo! I don't know what to expect. We're fans just as much as any of you are, and we are privileged to be here in the box calling this one as good a game as there's ever been in this series. Again, both teams winning 21 games in the Battle of the Bell, and this has been a dandy. Both teams fighting it out hard, trying to get a first win here in district play and set themselves up with a little momentum as they try to march towards the playoffs.
Man, with the ball on the 23 here, the Dragons, if they don't get any yards, they're looking at a 40-yard field goal, which is in Haruki's range, to be sure. But I'm sure they want to try to get, I'm sure they'd love to get a touchdown and put it and really ice it. But let's see what they do here.
We will indeed. So spread formation, twins both sides. Cochran calling for the ball and running up the middle, but gaining absolutely, well, I say absolutely nothing. He gained about a yard to the 21. The Warriors staying down on the ball, trying to keep Round Rock from snapping it. The ball, the clock at 12 seconds, 11, 10, and clocked on the incomplete pass at 10 seconds. And they're coming out to attempt the field goal. So the ball will be marked, it appears, right at the 29-yard line. So a 39-yard field goal. Longest kick of the season last year for Haruki was 42 yards. It's in his distance. And a timeout called by Westwood, their final remaining timeout. Folks, we hope you've enjoyed this ball game. If you have, and you're out there in YouTube land, make sure you like what we're doing. Subscribe to the channel on the iHSFAN. It has been absolutely a dandy tonight and could not have been more entertaining for us.
Unbelievable.
And you know what? That's what's special about Friday Night Lights. It's always unbelievable, isn't it?
I mean, there's some nights it's very believable, but tonight, unbelievable. This is amazing.
Unbelievable. I don't know what to, I mean, nice long field goal here. A blocked field goal run back for a touchdown. Nothing is going to shock me here, folks. Even overtime. So again, 10 seconds remaining here.
The home crowd is being exhorted to get up and be loud.
Ball's down, kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it is right down the pipe. 5 seconds remaining. Round Rock takes the lead, 24-21.
You can hear the Dragons fans on the far side of the field just going crazy for the Dragons taking the lead here late in this game. We talked earlier about how the Dragons have made incremental progress each game this year. They get a little better. You know, the second game of the year, they lost as they were trying to take the lead. Last week, they had a lead and lost it in the fourth quarter. This week, they take the lead late in the game. Hats off to the Dragons here. It's not over yet. There's still 5 seconds to go, and something really weird could happen.
I can't believe it. I really can't. I mean, as snake bit as this Dragon team has been, they've been close. For them to have the opportunity to come back like this is absolutely, in some ways, it's a miracle for this team. The Round Rock coaching staff is off to the right of us. I mean, they're absolutely thrilled and excited with what just happened. This ball game's not over. Everything has happened in this game except for a kickoff return. I'm sure the Dragons will probably try to squib kick this thing to make sure that nothing strange happens. Who knows? Yeah. There's still some action to come.
Absolutely. And of course, for the Dragons, if they win this game, they get off in district play on the right foot. You know, forget the non-district games. You know, Same is true for, if the Warriors win this game, but the Dragons being snake bit in the first 2 weeks of the season, if they can get out of here with this victory tonight and start district playoff with a win, that is an amazing accomplishment for the team.
Yeah, that still keeps all of their goals right in front of them. And it would be the same for Westwood if they can pull off the miracle here and get this thing back. One more text in, perhaps a final text. It just says Dragon Nation. That's from Mama J. Thank you for that. Well, here we go. See if Westwood has any magic left to pull off a special play. Kai Haruki back to do the kick duties. I don't believe this thing will be kicked deep, but we've been shocked so far in this game many times. The ball is a little bit of a punch kick. It drops at about the 20, 15, back to the 10. Pursued by the Dragons. Up the seam. Comes Westwood out on the perimeter. I don't believe it. Getting him all the way to the edge, and then the ball fumbled back, but it is out of bounds, and the Dragons have won this ball game after an exciting return by the Westwood Warriors.
They kicked it to Uffelman, who had the 94-yarder last week, and for a moment it looked like he was going to pull it off, but the Dragons corralled him. He tried to lateral it back. Oh my goodness, what a game.
Unbelievable, the battle of the bell, and the Dragons retain it for a 6th year in a row. And just this game had everything in it, and as excited as we are for Dragon Nation, just heartbroken for the Warriors at the same time. A terrific effort by both of these teams. Hats off. I don't know what else to say, Kmart.
I mean, that's all you can say. It's an amazing effort by both clubs. We've said it multiple times in this game. Highly entertaining, very well played by both clubs. And for it to come down to this exchange at the end of the game, just amazing. Hats off to both squads, both coaching staffs. This has been an amazing effort tonight.
Yeah, Cody Moore, Anthony Wood, you guys, I love both of y'all. I mean, you guys run a class act on both sides of the field. You do it exactly the right way. And I am so optimistic about what both of these teams have coming this season. Westwood cannot let their head hang low on this thing at all. They have got a playoff caliber team. They've got to refocus and come back and run their schedule as best they can and get themselves into the playoffs, and they deserve it. Evan, you have any final words that you want to offer here as you've observed this terrific ball game this evening?
No, I don't really have anything more to touch on from my perspective. Y'all covered most of it.
Don't have much, and you know what? Speechless.
Yeah,
it's a perfect way to wrap it up.
It's a fantastic game.
It is a perfect way to wrap it up. Well, folks, it's been a great opening to the season for both of these clubs. Good moments, and again, some momentum here for both of these teams. Hopefully, as they head into district play a little bit more in 2 weeks. No broadcast next week for either one of these teams, as all of the district's teams take a break. But we will see you again on our broadcast in a couple of weeks with the Stony Point Tigers right here again from Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex in 2 weeks on Friday. And we've been just delighted again to bring you this ball game here and so proud of what we've seen. Folks, for Kevin Martin, for Evan Carter, I'm Dave Carter. Again, thank you for joining us here again this evening. Once again, your final score from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Round Rock Dragons 24, Westwood Warriors 21. So long from Austin, Texas.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.